Oi, check me out managing to put 3 Fridays in a row together, man. Jesus, I'm almost like I'm pretending to be consistent or something. Listen, man, happy Friday to everyone. Big up. Arsenal are in our half decent spot. And do you know what? To dissect the games before and the couple of games going up and everything in between, we've got Gianni, we got Taran, and we got Natster so far. The link will be going live in about 15-ish or so minutes. So anyone that wants to participate, please click that link. Come on, have your say. But yeah, first, big up, Johnny, man. How you doing, my Napoli Ultra?
Good. Just recovering from all the food yesterday. Happy Thanksgiving to Taryn, my fellow American on the panel. So yeah, it was just relaxing today, recovering from the food comas of yesterday, and yeah, hopefully to talk some. Now on this channel, hopefully to talk some good ball, not some crazy Chelsea fan, but
you get them, bruv. You get them, mate, didn't you? Taran, man, happy Thanksgiving as well, brother. Forgot to say that at the start of the stream. How are you doing, my bro? Always good to have you on, man.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on. Big up to Gianni. Big up to Natser. Thank you for having me on. And it's for the second time in 3 days, it's the clash of first versus second,
Yeah.
2 different competition. We're involved, so that's usually a good sign. But we'll see how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, looking forward to it. And Natster as well, man. You wouldn't have noticed, but he was still slightly late doing Natster's, lateness and greatness and all of that. He pulled up while we had the intro going on in full fashion. I see Natster. I was like, go on, the boy. He's there, man. Big up to you. I always love having you on the panel, man.
Yeah,
how are you doing, bro?
Yeah, good, man. Happy Thanksgiving for, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, Thanksgiving. It was yesterday. Big up. Oh, yeah, Johnny, I had, I'm not going to say it's traditional, but sort of like I did my variation of chicken parm, innit? Banging. Absolutely banging. Like, I'm sure if we meet up one day, if it's any other Italian dish, I'll have the chicken separate. Definitely in front of you. No problem. But you need to
be a tough critic, bro.
Yeah, like that jerk chicken. The way I see, not even jerk chicken. The way I season my chicken, brother, level. See, Johnny, what you know? Like you've definitely had a bit of jerk chicken and all that. Taran, it goes without saying, and even Aaron, I'm sure.
That's just come out fighting with a chef talk, isn't he, man? I'm looking forward to the football talk.
We've been talking, and I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I hate pineapple on pizza, so I get a +1. But as much as I love chicken with pasta, I was like, as soon as Johnny was like chicken parm, I was like, I've got to definitely try that. If that's acceptable, I was like, okay, I gotta go back, do that. I'm not looking back now, boys and girls. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking back now. It's chicken parm all the way, bro. Might be my might be but yeah, that's big up. I'm gassed, as you can tell, on the Desperado. Cheers, people. And it's great week for the Asna. It's a great week for the Asna.
Yeah, man. And yeah, before we get into it, big up the girl Gaffer. How we doing? Happy Friday. Same as Black Crow. Big up to you, brother. We got Quadra in the building, man. Big up to you. Vigilante, the chief mod. How are you doing, my brother? Martin Tap, man. Come on. Big up Aaron in the panel. Big up to you, brother. We got Gavin in the building. I hope you're well, my friend. Hope the week's treated all of you quite well. Well, it's not been a bad week for me, really. It's not been a bad week for Arsenal, is it, either? Let's get that absolutely right, and we'll get into that now. But big up to Darren Martin, as always. We've got Macy. The link will be out soon, my friend. Looking forward to having Macy's takes, as always. Do you know what I mean? Always brings a smile to my face, does Macy. And we got Michael CFC as well. Big up Geezer, man. It's been a while. Can't wait to start Arsenal's downfall on Sunday, mate. Oh, I'm going to hold you to those words, Michael, man. But please go and give Michael Chelsea a sub and and whatever on this platform. He does loads of shit. A bit of F1, a bit of Chelsea, a bit of this, a bit of that. go show the love. But yeah, man, boys, and we'll start with Gianni, man. It's been quite a decent week, isn't it? We all looked at prior, of course, to the Tottenham game, massively prior to the Tottenham game. We thought, okay, cool, this is going to be not a season-defining week. That's a bit too much, but a big week in the season nonetheless. There was a North London derby, tricky to negotiate, possibly. We expected a win, but tricky nonetheless. You've seen things happen in them fixtures, and then you got the Bayern midweek, our nemesis really of Europe, and then obviously you got the Chelsea who are just so hit and miss. You know, like I always say, one week you got Dagenham and Redbridge, next week you got Barcelona, who they incidentally absolutely wiped the floor up, by the way. So there'll be absolute confidence 101, mate. But let's just start by recapping before we get into the Chelsea, etc., game. What a week it's been for Arsenal Football Club. We started it with the absolute riot, 4-1 against Tottenham. Should have been more. They didn't even deserve the goal. Should have been 5 or 6. So they got off lucky there. And of course, the Bayern game, man. I actually missed the first half. Annoyingly, I got there just before the second half started. But I chose the good half to miss, I suppose, because the second half, wow, we was electric, weren't we, man? That was a real big performance.
Best performance of the season.
Yeah.
Bayern and Spurs have been the two best performances of the season, in my opinion. Outside of the 25 to 30 minutes against Atletico Madrid in the second half of that game, I think it's the best two performances that we've put together. Finally, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this shit for so long with this team that it's finally coming to fruition. My question is that now that some of the players are coming back, you know, who does anybody lose out a spot because we have a notorious manager for taking people out when they're on form? I mean, obviously Trossard is a big loss. You know, a lot of people were talking about trying to sell him, but he's already doing the same thing. The man's getting goals and assists. So, you know, I think this period that we're coming into with December, with 2 games against our bogey team in Villa, I think this Chelsea game is the perfect game for Arsenal to put the front foot forward and say this title is ours this year. You know, I said last week on your call-in show, and I've said multiple times, for me, this is Arsenal's title to lose. If you look at the Premier League right now, there's not much difference of the Premier League as it was last year. Teams are inconsistent. They pick up points here, but then drop points there. It's what team is going to really set themselves apart from the rest of the pack. And for me, I think Arsenal has to do it this year. I think this Chelsea game, could be the game that defies the season right now. If we go there, we got confidence. We go there with as close to the starting 11 as we did for Bayern and for Spurs. If we can go in there, get out of there with a victory and without any major injuries, I think this is the game that starts the setup that this is going to be our year this year. Yeah.
It's and it's going to tie me to a question I'll ask once we get around this sort of segments. But Taron, man, what a week! And then I've put so far. You know, obviously we've got another game coming up. We'll get into that in a little bit. But the first 2, it's not been a bad start to it whatsoever, is it? You know, 7 goals scored against our North London rivals, our European rivals as such, if you want to call them that. You know, they've given us some heartache. They're not rivals, I know that. But they've given us some heartache, and it was good to get something over them. It's not the knockout stages, is it, Taron? But it's still a little statement, was it not, against Bayern?
Yeah, best attack in Europe. You know, it was the unstoppable force versus the immovable object, which was their attack versus defense. Something had to give. You know, push came to shove, and they fell. But with the Champions League thing, if you look at our first 4 games against Bilbao, we weren't great. Against Olympiacos, we were better. Against Atletico, we were good. Against Bayern, we were great. So the performances progressively got better game by game by game, and that I can appreciate. You know, and it was a statement to be made at home. Bayern Munich, top of the Champions League. And the boys responded well. Even the manager got, for the first time, right, we're watching the game and stuff, and it seems like we were all seeing the same thing. Right? I'm seeing Skelly get cooked. He's seeing Skelly get cooked, but he doesn't leave him on. He reacts to it. And I appreciate Skelly getting a start because he earned that start because he started against Atletico where we were good and performed well. So he earned the start, but had a bad day at the office. You saw it. You made the change. And him and Martinelli, Calafiore Martinelli came on and linked up for the goal shortly thereafter. Lo and behold, he did what everyone else was seeing. The obvious thing to be done, he did it. So big him up. But yeah, the performance is progressively better game by game, and that I can appreciate. And you know, I kind of separate European performances from Premier League performances because I remember last year we went to City Ground versus Nottingham Forest, and we were stinking 0-0. And then the following Tuesday we go away to PSV and put 7 past them. PSV that put 4 past Liverpool at Anfield, you know, yesterday or whenever that was. Yeah. So I kind of separate performances. So I can see why the Chelsea man them are on a high right now and saying blah blah blah. We just beat Barcelona, but you're the same Chelsea that lost at home to Sunderland. You know, so we'll get into that when we get there. But there's a whole bunch of crossfire between Premier League football and Champions League football. But in the Champions League, 4 performances got better each game, and that I can appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah. You can almost sort of say that ish for the Premier League. I know you've only got the Tottenham game to go by, but you know we were starting to score open play goals a little bit more in the Premier League, which was reassuring because we got to that sort of stage where every goal or every winner, whilst we'll take it, was you know something from a set piece, etc. The challenge was, you know, 4 or 5 games ago, this isn't going to be. You know, you're not going to be able to do it on a consistent basis, are you? It's not sustainable. And what Arsenal done is just decided to score a lot of goals from open play. That's what we're on about. You're going to have them phases through seasons where sometimes the set pieces ain't set piecing. And it's not that they're not doing that right now. We've still scored a couple over the last couple of games. But what I'm saying is they haven't been enough to sort of win a game. You know, you can't rely on 2 every game if you're going to concede 1, you know. You need to rely on a bit of open play magic, a great move, a world-class strike, such. And we've been able to do all of that over the last sort of couple of weeks. And it's just sort of nice to be able to sit here and sort of go, okay, well, maybe we aren't heavily as reliant on that as maybe we thought we were. I mean, we have been. Let's get that right. But it's just been nice to see some open play goals. Yeah, and that's the man. We got a couple of open play goals, obviously, against Bayern Munich. We went 1-0 up. They pegged us back. Poor old, as sort of Taran's alluded to, MLS didn't have the best of nights. Zinchenko-esque for the goal, wasn't it? That diagonal pass and weren't able to deal with it. We've seen that before, haven't we, boys? But look, we come out in the second half. We showed that we actually wanted it. We made some fantastic substitutions and ultimately won the game. What did you make of it, my brother?
First and foremost, Aaron, thanks for having me on as always.
Come on.
Big up, you know.
My pleasure.
Never expect this shit, you know, always grateful in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is.
In a minute,
yeah, exactly. You showed me love from day one, you know, Johnny, Taran, everyone else in the chat, Macy's, like, it's been an absolute pleasure, honor, privilege, all of that shit. But yeah, it's been a hell of a week, man. The scum down the lane absolutely battered them. The only thing that pissed me off was what the fuck was Zubimendi doing? It should have really been 6-0. We absolutely destroyed them. And even in the Bayern game, I'll give you a lot of credit, Gianni, because I never rated Vincent Kompany as a manager like that, but I look at the players and I was like, they got very good players, you know, like the Kimmichs, obviously the Harry Kanes, Elise.
Good system for the players as well, isn't it? It's not just good players, it's a good system for them, Yeah,
exactly. But even for the last 10, 15 years, Bayern have always had a few great players, like world-class or very, very I think now they only really have like one world-class in Harry Kane. You could argue with Elise, but he's
Kimmich?
very, very close.
You wouldn't put Kimmich
Musiala.
Musiala, yes. And they definitely missed a Musiala. Cole was great. He scored the goal, but he was great. I don't know why Kompany took him off. But again, as a manager, like he cost them that game. See, our manager, even though we don't rate the manager, at least for now, he's got to prove himself. But our manager actually not saved us, but basically he won us the game in a way. Yeah. Whereas their manager cost them the game because Kimmich didn't have his best performance, but he was doing well, and he's clearly there to make it tick. And he took both of them off. He took the goal scorer off. He took the 17-year-old who had Skelly on ice. And it wasn't a good performance. But again, he's not a left back. You know, like obviously Calafiore came in with Martinelli. You know what I was impressed with Calafiore? Not that he put a wicked ball in, because we know he can do that. I've said it, he's a forward. Really and truly, he's a forward. But what he did defensively, now, my theory is this, and I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist myself. I won't get into it, but you'll see where I'm coming from with this. Right? With Calafiori, I would not be surprised if Gabriel Heinz, it has to be Heinz baked beans, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, you know. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had like a word with him and like the whole like defense, but especially like took Calafiori to the side. It's just like, look, on the ball you're great, but
it's his side, isn't it? As well.
Yeah,
it's a good point. It's a really good point. It's a really good point.
Left side and
really
left
good
back
point
as well, Man United and the other teams he played for.
Yeah,
we know. But like, he probably took him to the sides, or even just as a unit, but especially with him, and just be like, you know what? As good as you are on the ball, if you want to be a mainstay in this team, you have to defend a lot better. You have to defend so much better. Go back to basics. Even Jurgen Klopp was like, the easiest thing to teach is like defense, isn't it? And whatever Gabriel Heinz has done with Calafiori and the rest of the defense, it has helped us a bit. Let's be honest. Yes, we're not quite into the new year, but if he keeps this up, and if Calafiori can go back to basics, big up Rashid, my guy, my brother, yeah? You know what I'm saying? If he can keep this up, yeah, and just go back to basics, none of this stupidness, none of this foolishness, but just defends, innit? Just like be in the right position. Yes, he's not as quick as Lewis Skelly and other left backs and all that. He's not as quick as Kukurea. But if he just adjusts his positioning, you know, doesn't do anything rash, like I'm sure he'll start against Chelsea, and we'll get into that. But it's just like, I don't see us going forward. It's going to sound mad, but if he keeps defending well from what we saw against Bayern, I don't think we'll have many issues down that side when we don't have the ball. I'd be more concerned with Zubimendi in terms of like.
You'll do a bit convincing for Gianni there, I think, but I can
really.
you down.
I'm not saying it's a done deal. No, we all know people. A done deal is not a completed deal. It's not a completed deal. I wouldn't even say it's a done deal, but if he has, let's say he has like 10, 15 games more where he actually defends even decent, not even has to be great defensively, even if he's just decent, you know, he deals with what he needs to deal with. He's in good positions. He's not getting caught, you know, like running the other way because he's, you know, ball watching and all of that. Then I'll be like, okay, then we're at a point where like Arteta's got to make a decision. And he's got a lot of headaches, and he knows it's that time. He knows it's now or never this season. But the only thing that could really cost us going forward, for me, honestly, at this moment in time, is Zubimendi, because he holds on to the ball way too much. As soon as he gets pressured, as soon as he gets not even gegenpress, if there's a bit of pressure, he folds. Yeah. My thing is, everyone's played football at any level at some point. Even I have, even though I'm more rugby, but you understand, you get it, you know. Like if the defender is pressing you and there's no other better options forward or even to the side, pass back to the keeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make that decision.
Or if in
don't
doubt,
the ball, don't wait. Pass it back straight away. Don't wait because you're hoping that the pass that you want to make is going to be available. You saw with the second goal with Upamecano, he's just a bozo. He's just a complete donkey because he just wanted to play that pass regardless, innit? He didn't think. He just made the pass that was never...
Hope, wasn't it? That was a pass with a sheer hope, wasn't it? Nothing else.
Declan Rice picks it off, passes it to Calafiori. First time cross, by the way.
Yeah,
how many times? First time cross causes havoc. And yes, Neuer had a bit of a stinker, but he also stopped us rather, making it 5 or 6. I wanted it to be 5-1. I really wanted it to be 5-1 for all the times they slapped us 5-1 home and away and all that.
Yeah.
Like I would
have been nice.
Love it. I would have loved it if like but either way, like for me, there's a lot of really good things going on at Arsenal Football Club at the moment with this team. But my thing is, can we keep it going? Like, can we be consistent? Can we cut out the stupidness? Can we cut out the foolish mistakes? Can Arteta either drop or sub off players like a Zubimendi, for example, even Saka when he's tiring, which he did against Bayern and all that, fair play. And yeah, it wasn't his greatest game, you know, but, you know, things of that nature. Can he make those decisions? And I think Heinz has kind of calmed him down. I don't know what he's done, for Arteta.
See, I disagree. I disagree with that. I think the whole thing of why, when you look at the Spurs game in Bayern, why we've been so dominant is the midfield is actually playing the roles they're supposed to. Rice didn't go bombing up the field against Bayern Munich immediately like he's been doing in the past, where we're wanting him to do both sides. For me, the reason why the defense looks so good is because Rice is doing what he's supposed to do, and that's clean up the midfield, get the ball back to Zubamendi, and get the offense rolling. And the flip side of that is Eze's not being forced to drop further in to get on top of the ball. Eze's getting the ball right where number 10 is supposed to be, and it's quick action. Eze, that both of those games, when he's passing off to get the offense running, he's taking 3 touches at the most. He's not doing this 8-touch bullshit like Odegaard does, allows the defense to get back into settings, and now he has to pass backwards to reset the play. Eze's quick. He gets the ball, it's like this. If I don't got that through ball, out to the wing, let's keep it moving and let's keep the ball going forward. For me, the defense is getting better because of that, because it's less pressure on playing slow football, possibly a turnover. We're just playing rock and roll football, going up and down and attacking these guys. And we're allowing them to have that space for them to settle and see the field clear. Calafiori, it's about freaking time on a quick cross, because there's too many damn times where this guy gets the ball and does the same thing as Odegaard and won't throw that cross in. The way that they're going forward now, the way Eze bombs forward, creates plays and attacks, for me, I think after these 2 games, there should be no longer a talk at all of Odegaard coming back to start. This guy should be bench player for the rest of the
100%. Ebery Eze has been one of our, sorry, Aaron, Ebery Eze has been one of our best players. And to finish off what I was saying earlier as well, I hear what you're saying, Johnny. Like, I'm not going to lie, but it also shows that Rice is beyond pivotal at this point, because he was man of the match against Bayern for me. Hands down.
Rice should be the captain.
Hands down. He has elevated levels. I'm not going to disagree with that. No one can disagree with that. But yeah, like with him and Ebery Eze, like the whole Zubamendi thing for me is just like, my only concern is like, can we give the ball to Zubamendi and like when it's on, rather than just like when there's a bit of pressure? If they, like, you know, Chelsea like to press a bit, obviously Bayern wanted to press a bit, Tottenham tried to do it here and there. Just don't give him the ball.
I don't trust him.
Exactly. Where he's,
I don't trust him like that,
much, because Rice can only clean up so much. He's not a one man. He's not a Yaya Toure, even though Yaya Toure was more attacking. He's not Patrick Vieira. He's not a Paddy V. You know, he's not a Gilberto Silva. He's more like box to box. He even said it himself. He's not a 6. That's more Caicedo. He's an 8.
Correct.
Box to box. Number 8, and that's cool. That's calm. He does it brilliantly.
He's been brilliant there.
He's been unbelievable. That's what I was
he's been mustard there. I'm going to bring Rashid in back for 2 seconds. Girl Gaffer, remember, boys, we can be happy, but let's not get carried away. Don't you worry, my girl. We are absolutely not get carried away this side of the fence. And you got 5 great channels here that will keep their feet right on the ground. So make sure you're subbing to all of them. And we got Suj. Obviously, he's it's a new show, and Suj has to come in and big up everyone else on the panel. And let's see what he's saying about me. Yeah, big up the vertically challenged, the fluffer, the bubbles. It's me, Adam, buzzing, boom. Thank you. Hope the missus is good, my brother. The only good partnership in the Suge partnership. Do you know what I mean? She is the golden, and you are just you're not even bronze. You're just rust. Don Gianni, the geezer, the man, Natster, Captain America, Taran, and the world class chat. And most importantly as well, we saying as well, hit the likes and subscribe, and make sure you do that to everyone's channel's pinned. I do believe the absolute geezer that is Vigilante has pinned them up. I will be putting the link in for the chat for the stream soon, so make sure you hold on for that. But yeah, man, come on, Rashid, big up to you, brother. He's got the Red Bull. He's got the 4 fucking shots of red vodka inside it. He's gearing out to go out with some of his geezers.
Don't drink it, Rob.
There's vodka and something in there. Don't let him fool you like he's having a cool night, like he's going to be the driver of the night. That is 10% fucking Red Bull, and that is 90% fucking vodka in it, boy. Yeah.
Why not? Why not? After Monday to Friday, trust me. Cheers. After Monday to Friday, trust me. And big up to you, of course, every time, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Gianni, bada bing, bada boom. You know what I'm saying? Boom. How you doing? BBK General. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy. And the chat as well. Man, I'm happy, bro. I'll be real. I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you. I'm really surprised. Um, you know, when Gabriel got injured, I was more of someone that was thinking like, hey, that's 50% of our goals. That's 50% of our goals. Basically that's half of our goals gone. What are we gonna do now? Um, but I'm seeing some open goals. Open goals. That's something I really want to see. Do you know what I'm saying? And do you know what it is? Yeah, as well. There's a little thing that I want to talk about. I want to see open goals to be the goal that we open the game with. I don't want to see us open a game with a set piece. Do you get what I'm trying to say? The reason why is because teams are gonna. It is what it is. You have to understand when you're a good team, solid team. People park the bus against you. Blame Mourinho. Blame Mourinho. He started this shit. Do you know what I'm saying? He started this whole low block, mid block. Do you know what I'm saying? Super low block. You know what I'm saying? Park the bus. Who started this shit? Mourinho. Obviously, it's been happening before him, but like he's like the blueprint. He's the someone that started it. Um, I'm surprised, bro. I'll be honest with you. Declan Rice. Listen, he's not my type of midfielder. I'll be honest with you. My type of midfielder is a Vitinha, a Barella, a Pedri. That's my type of midfielder. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone techie on the ball and that can move the ball quickly, find the pass, and say work the pitch as well. But man, he's been doing well. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been. Do you see the way he took on the ball last game and went forward with it? Do you know what I'm saying? He played the little
Driving forward,
1-2, I
isn't
think,
he?
with Calafiore. Um, driving forward. I like to see. Man. I've never had anything like in it. I never had like anything personal with like Declan Rice. Declan Rice is always a hard worker. I'll be honest with you. Every season he's a hard worker. I just don't want to see him in that number 8. Do you know what I'm saying? But right now, what he's doing, listen, it's working. Then fuck it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just looking at the game and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? Maybe this box to box thing is really Declan Rice. Maybe he's made for this. Do you know what I'm saying? Tailor made. I've seen some all good open goals. You know what I'm saying for against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich could not play football. We suffocated them. You know what I'm saying from
That's second half.
probably from half time onwards. In its second half, yeah. Second half, we terrorized them. I mean, the way we
Well,
pressed
we
them.
did not.
I mean, we've always been a team that presses. You know what I'm saying? Other teams, and I think the mistake that company made is that he stuck to his guns. He wanted to play from the back, and it was just not working. Do you know what I'm saying? You should have went long. You should have went long. But I mean, either way, man, we had two great defenders in us. Saliba, man. Hey, listen, silent leader, Saliba. No, don't sleep on him. Don't sleep
Yeah.
on him. I'm
Shout
sure
for
nobody
Mosquera as
does.
well, Rashid. Do you not think as well,
Yeah,
man? Mosquera's he's coming again, and no one's talking about Gabriel.
you know what?
Nkapie done that as well the game before. It's good to see, and it's especially good to see because
hmm
Nkapie you half expect it. He's a 45 million
Listen,
pound defender. He's won trophies in the last couple of years. Whereas Mosquera, he come in at a bit of an unknown quantity, low fee. You don't know what you're going to get, and I'll tell you what, I've been quite happy with his contribution so far. I mean, fair dues to him.
are you
You're not
impressed?
looking at him in
You're
his
impressed,
glow.
Aaron. You can say it. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
yeah. I mean, it's not like you're not looking and thinking, "Wow." I mean, this is the next absolute superstar. But I'll tell you what, for 12 million quid for the age that he is, and the way he started, good for bloody him, mate. What a player to have in the squad if he's going to come in and perform like that, considering his own circumstances. Fair
Nah,
dues
he
to
did
him. You know
very
what I mean?
well.
He has
He
been
did
doing very
very
well.
well. I'll
Yeah,
be honest with
hats
you.
off.
Um, we went there. You know what I'm saying? We played a little bit of football. That's something that we haven't seen like since the beginning of the season until probably I don't know. There's some games that we played some football, and some games it was just rugby. That's rugby for me. But either way, the win that's what matters, isn't it? The win.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys, yeah. We had Marino playing as a false 9, right? and we're scoring more goals. I know this is an uncomfortable conversation. I know, because everybody loves Gyökeres. Okay, everybody loves Gyökeres, but this is an uncomfortable conversation
Don't
right here.
say it, Rashid.
Should I say it? Should I say it? Hey,
Go for it.
hey, listen. I'm not saying that Mourinho should play. In my opinion, I'll be honest. I'll give you my opinion. Is some games you should play a false nine, and some games you play a killer. That's my opinion, of course. But again, we're seeing way more goals than when we have, obviously, from open play. I'm not talking about set pieces, open play. Because people need to understand set pieces is something completely different. Set pieces is a set piece coach. That's not Arteta.
Rashid,
That's something else. No. Tell me, Aaron.
Can I debate then that if we had a fit Gyökeres, we might have scored more goals over this period?
I
Ooh. Are you guys hearing that?
Here's the thing, Aaron. It depends if we play to his strengths. That's my answer.
But it looks like we have done really. Like, you know, I'm not saying that we've been putting through through balls left, right, and centre to play off the shoulder off. But I mean, he would
We
have
gave him some chances, Aaron. We gave him some chances, Aaron. Not to cut you off, but like
in these games,
but not really though. Because again, here's the problem. The reason why we've scored so many open goals is because now we got guys actually playing in their proper positions. If you look at Trossard is playing much more central than what he is being left out on a touchline winger. Plus, again, Eze's not having to run 10 yards ahead of the 18-yard box to pick up the ball. He's getting the ball closer to the halfway line where we need him to. With Eze showing what he can do with those 3 touches and then a pass, that's where you need Gyökeres to be able to run off the shoulder of the defense, to have that number 10, to have the quick touch and then pass. So for me, I think that because
Gianni, you see, not to cut you off, but like just to play devil's advocate here, for entertainment purposes. Martinelli, you see the chance that Martinelli created against Bayern Munich. There was a chance that was similar, and it went to Gyökeres and he missed it. I think it was Thierry Henry talked about it. Do you remember when Thierry Henry said you should have put your body before the defender? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember that one? Do you remember that one? What would you say to that one, John?
I hear that, but again, the playing style of what we've been playing from when Gyökeres played to what we've done these last 2 games is completely different. Gyökeres is slow and methodical. With Eze at the number 10 instead of Odegaard, we're quick. We're doing this. Yeah. And that's the reason why with Eze as the number 10 with quick touches and a quick pass through. Again, you saw the pass that he gave to Martinelli for Martinelli to lead to the goal against Bayern Munich. That's the way Gyökeres plays as a striker, is off the shoulder.
Same as Man City. It's exactly the same. Yeah.
So now that we actually have Eze closer to the striker, being able to give those passes off, Gyökeres should come into this team and flourish. The thing about the false 9 with Mourinho, I hear it to a certain degree because we're also used to playing with the false 9, and it's similar because majority of the team that we threw out there has been here for a while, so we're used to it. But for me, I think once Gyökeres comes back in, and it doesn't matter if it's Martinelli or Trossard, if they get to play more central and closer to playing off the shoulder as well, I think Eze is going to be scoring goals and grabbing assists with no problem.
Why didn't Gyökeres start?
Yeah, brilliant. I was going to bring you in, Taran. Yeah,
that's the issue. Why didn't Gyökeres start against Bayern?
Oh,
why didn't Gyökeres start against Bayern, Rashid?
Was he injured or something? Was he injured?
Yeah, he's injured.
Yeah, he's injured. You're trying to create a problem that ain't there, bro. Like,
no.
Mourinho is up there doing the job because all of our strikers are injured. Every single one of them, 1, 2, and 3. So when the strikers come back, he goes out. The good thing is we have Mourinho there. Should we need him to go up there and score? And he's not the guy that's going to make us think about, I'm not starting. I'm going to cause a fist. Like, this is like golden for Mikel. And he kind of stumbled up on this. It's not like he manufactured this, but he kind of stumbled up on this. But if he's a non-starter, if he brings Mourinho proved that he can play up there last year, and we know that we still have to go get another striker because he's like the emergent. You have your primary, your alternate, your contingency. He's all the way at emergency. And if our emergency striker is up there and he has tech, he's just slow and clumsy at times. He has tech. But, I mean, one of them fell right on his head and he headed it. You know, like Gyökeres probably could have did better there. Gabriel could have did better there.
But BBK.
Yeah.
But BBK, this is the thing. Yeah, I thought it was a trick question. I was like, what the
No.
what? Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Look at the amount of goals we've scored with this striker or slash false nine, whatever Marino plays. It's just I sit down and wonder and think about it, and I'm like, is a false nine really something we need, or is it, because when we had Gyökeres in the team, I know what you're gonna say. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not creative, but most of the chances that Gyökeres had, he was always unbalanced. Always unbalanced. I'm not saying that we created a lot for him,
I actually
but
think
I'm
the team
seeing.
was though, Rashid. To be
Yeah,
fair, sorry to cut you there. I actually think the team was. I think when Gyökeres was playing, he didn't have a fit and fit. That's bullshit. An inform Eze. He didn't have a Trossard that was flying. This Arsenal team seemed to have gone up a gear. The one that Gyökeres was playing in was still a little bit muddled, still a little bit hope Gabriel scores from a corner, still a little bit let's try and nick this,
and Saka,
one of the things I was going to throw out,
and Saka and Trossard being touchline wingers. The fact that they're closer to the center, that's why we're being able to score more goals.
Yeah,
it's less. Yeah. Saka, listen, Saka has been okay. Let's not get it twisted. Saka has not blown the doors off this season. He hasn't. He's had some good games and he's had some suspect games.
Fair.
But the fact in the last 2 games that he's being closer to the 18-yard box rather than all the way on the touchline is why we're seeing better passes and better decisions from Saka. Same with Trossard. Whenever Trossard plays more center, goals and assists come with him. So for me, the question comes down to, is the manager going to tinker with everything once we see the likes of Odegaard and Havertz being healthy again?
That is the key. This is my biggest thing. Because when you put that question forward, Rashid, right? In regards to Gyökeres, my thing has always been, and it's not just with him, it's other players, play to their strengths.
Yep.
Like Johnny said, Saka is not a touchline winger. If anything, he's a right 10. Same with Trossard. Trossard could play second striker if we really needed it, but we got Marino. Havertz will be back at some point, but to be honest, I'm going to keep it all the way James Brown. Ain't it funky right here, right now, Fatboy Slim settings, yeah? Havertz don't get back in this team. Not Marino. If we're playing the full sign, yeah, he don't get in this team. Jesus needs to be binned in January. Do you know what I'm saying? It's basically Marino and Gyökeres. And then Havertz can be like third choice. If all goes to shit up front, that's where we're at. We have a
I'll be honest with you, bro. Martinelli should be the other guy in the rotation for striker, because all the goals where we've seen Martinelli is him coming from the center position. So for me, I think Havertz and Odegaard, in my opinion, if we got balls, obviously we got to let it ride this year. But if we win the title this year, sell them 2 bums and get better fucking equipment for the bench for next year to try to run it back. That's my opinion.
I agree. Do you know what? I definitely agree with the Martinelli thing, because even though he's having a better season, I mean, it's very easy to have a better season when your 2 previous seasons have been absolutely shit. So let's just get that absolutely
when the bar's so low.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The only way is up. Sorry, Essex fans. That's not. I'm not going to start singing the song, but the only way is up from there. With Martinelli, he's come off and he's been an impact sub, albeit 180k a week. He's done all right and done his sort of job. But if he can come on and keep doing that over the season, chip in with all of these goals and rack up decent stats, I'm with Gianni, man. He has shown over the last few years that he's not consistent enough to tell me that next season to defend our title for hypothetical sake, or challenge for it again, or win us major honours going forward. He's not the guy to give me 4 or 5 consistent seasons. If he has a decent season this year and gets himself a nice little value, I'm totally with Gianni. Sell Martinelli, get as much money as you can for him, and get me Mr. Consistent, because when you stretch Martinelli over a 4 or 5 year span, it's anything but consistency. Unfortunately for him, he's not the player that we thought he was going to be after the 22-23 season, sadly. How many top players that have you seen in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years in the Premier League have 2 or 3 bad seasons? Top players don't do that. They have a bad few games. They don't have a bad few seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on. What you going to jump in there with, Rash? He's up. Either way? No. Nope. Can you hear us, Rush?
Aaron,
Yeah?
do you think maybe Martinelli's playing? He's the perfect guy for the Joker. Do you think Martinelli maybe he's the perfect guy for that Joker role, for that super sub? Oh, I can.
Look,
Can you hear me?
I mean,
Hello?
he's doing.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I can
Hello?
sort of hear. Yeah,
Hello?
he's
Hello?
look, he's
Can you,
doing the job at the
can you hear
minute. I
me?
think Rashid's a little bit behind, lagging. 1 second, I'll just mute you 1 second there, Rashid. Yeah, I think he's doing his job at the minute. Do you know what I mean? And long may it continue, because as it stands, Trossard's playing too well to not sort of play or not have earned that right to start. I think that's absolutely fair enough. Martinelli's like any sub, like anyone breaking into a team, whether it be football, whether it be anything. You've got to graft. You've got to earn it. You've got to score the goals. That's the only way as a winger that you're going to usurp Trossard to his position. Play better when you get the opportunity, score and assist. That's what you've got to do, unfortunately. Same with the strikers. All well and good you holding the ball up well and bringing players into play. If you've got 20 goal a season striker and you're trying to out him, you need to score 22. You know, and that's the same for Martinelli. It's not a bad thing to have, but I think for this squad in terms of Martinelli, that's the most he should ever be from now on. Is a impact sub coming off the bench for me, Martinelli. He's not the guy to start 90 minutes, 38 games, and lift titles with. He could be that lethal guy to come off stretch legs and cause a little bit of chaos and nick you a couple of goals here and there. I'm all for that. All for that.
But like playing up front.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Yeah, no, cool. Like playing up front. I've even said this before. You know, people, I love a 4-4-2. You know it. But here's the thing. We were talking, Gianni, and about the Milan team, innit? Where like with Ancelotti playing the diamond 4-4-2. When things aren't going well with the 4-3-3, and I rate a 4-3-3, I always have. But at times, when the width ain't widthing, do you know what I'm saying? When nothing's going on out wide, just narrow it a little bit, and then you can drift. Have like that 4-4-2 diamond variation, like what Ancelotti has, and then you could bring on a Martinelli up front with a Marino. Or Gyökeres when he comes back. You could drop Saka into the right centre mid and then still keep Eza. Put Zubimendi at the bottom of that diamond, didn't it? Regista or whatever. Like, you know, you're talking about with what's his face, Maurizio Sarri. At Napoli, like when they were doing bits back at well, it's actually not even back in the day, like not that long ago. Like, just make certain tweaks. Because for me, not just Martinelli, Ødegaard doesn't start in this team. But because he's club captain, is Arteta going to make that decision? Is he going to put his nuts on the table, pause, and make that big decision? Like, is he going to stick with Eberezer?
But Nats,
with
Declan Rice told us that Ødegaard is the leader. Not to cut you off, but like he's a leader.
He's saving face. They all know he's shit.
Yeah.
They all know Ødegaard's shit.
They know he ain't all that. You know, they know he ain't like, do you know what I'm saying? A little bit of tech doesn't mean everything. Do you know what I'm saying? You can have a bit of tech, but how well are you effective during the game, innit? Ødegaard ain't a star. You know what's perfect for Martin Ødegaard, at least for this season? Then I've been him, and I've been Havertz and a few other man. Do you know what I'm saying? 20 minutes, just like in the Bayern game, 20 minutes to go. He can receive the ball in our own half on the edge of our box and look after the ball. Yep. That's where he thrives, isn't it?
Yes.
It's just to keep ball, slow things down, frustrate the opposition. That's what he's there for. He's not a number 10. He's never really been an out-and-out number 10. Really and truly, he's an 8 or he's a very deep lying 6, but a decent one, not even a great one or a good one. Do you know what I'm saying? He is literally keep ball merchant. What Arteta couldn't do, but he does it a little bit better and a bit deeper, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what Ødegaard does. And he does it well. Because remember with Granit Xhaka, very quickly, remember when Granit Xhaka, we had all them problems before the 22-23 season, where he was getting the ball, playing in that pivot, and they always pressured him because they knew he couldn't get out of his feet quick enough. Then we moved him at number 10, gave him a little bit more freedom, a bit more license to go forward, play and spray them passes or whatever, and you see the difference in it. Should have won the league, but didn't. But the performance went up levels. With Ødegaard, for me, if he plays number 10, it has to be from the bench. But for me, he has to play like deeper. And even then, he's not a starter. until we can get rid of him in the side. For me, I think his time's up. Same with Havertz. Even without the injuries, he don't get back in this team. Ødegaard doesn't start in this team. Martinelli comes off the bench up front in the diamond eyes formation, whatever. Or if he starts on the left and then he drifts inside, he does that kind of shit. This is where we're at, but this is a great position and a great problem that this manager finally has, because we've got depth now. We've got options. He can't turn around and say, well, guys, we're a little bit short on the squad depth, guys. Like, we don't have the players. We don't have the numbers. We want the freaking goal, guys. We got to keep digging and digging. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
do you know what we've got as well, Natstar? Is I've used this sort of thing as well. We've got horses for courses options. You know, like let's just say, for argument's sake, in the December run, and it's no discredit to Wolves, but I mean, we should be beating them at home. We've got them at some stage in the run in December, yeah. Why could you not play a Declan Rice holding with an Eze and an Odegaard in some games?
yes.
No, play Zubimendi
Not
holding.
all games.
We need to rest Declan.
Yeah, I'd rather rest Declan.
We so need to rest that, because he's the single point of failure for me, because the drop off between him and Norgard is so massive. Gabriel was a critical injury, but losing a Declan will be catastrophic.
Yeah.
So would you do Zubimendi and go to attacking?
So in those games like a Wolves, for example, where we know we're going to have 75% possession of the ball, you don't need two DMs, right? So you'll sit Zubimendi at the base, and then you play Odegaard, and because in the capacity where the sole creative burden isn't on his shoulders, Martin Odegaard can actually cook. When Eze is on the pitch with him, that can create. But if the sole creative burden is up to him, because he has this thing where, I don't know if it's because he's wearing the armband, where he has to feel like he needs to get everyone a touch and keep the ball ticking and all this stuff and make these safe passes. Eze doesn't have that burden. Even Ethan, when he comes on the pitch, very direct. Hey, give me the ball, I'm going that way.
Neither should Odegaard.
A lot of safe back passes, but in that capacity, I think he can be useful. Well, we know we're gonna, and he has to do that because, bro, we have to. I know Declan is in a rich run of form right now, but I know people are out here talking about he's the man of steel and this and that, but brother, he's a human being and he needs to rest.
Yes.
Do you know?
I'll accept that point. I'll take that. I'm with you there. But I accept that point. Yeah, that is a good game where you just go, do you know what, Zubimendi? You bought us a 6. Declan, kind of don't need you in this one, bub. Yeah, I'll change my mind. Yeah, I'm with you there. Totally.
Do you know what I'll say very quickly, Aaron, right? I know we're not quite there yet, but it's coming around the corner, January. If there's a bit of money left in the pot and the whole PSR thing going away by next season or whatever the case may be, I would go for another midfielder.
No.
You wouldn't go for another midfielder?
He does not. No. He does
not even above. No.
Why not, Gianni? Why not?
Because he doesn't deserve any more money, bro. He doesn't deserve any more money. He doesn't deserve any more money, bro.
So it's a money thing and not a positional.
But we deserve a title, and if another midfielder helps us to the title, I'm for it. We deserve.
That's what I'm saying.
Brother, listen. Here's my thing with all this. And again, I've been saying this, and I'm going to stay with this because it's showing itself ever so gracefully. This is not the same fucking City team that we got to worry about. I'm sorry to burst everybody's bubbles. Kevin De Bruyne is no longer there. Ilkay Gundogan is no longer there. Bernardo Silva is not the same guy that he was 2 years ago. That midfield that powered that team that won those 4 straight is no longer fucking there. All them guys are still learning who's who in that team. Whether they have Pep Guardiola or not, the players have to go out and prove it on the field. And guess what? They are inconsistent. And if we look at the rest of the league, this league is playing out very similar to how it was last year, to where it's the team that gets the biggest enough lead in the run is going to end up winning the league because the rest of these teams are inconsistent. I'm sorry, man. If you can't coach, we have the best squad in the league. Whether anybody wants to debate it or not, we have one. If we're not number 1, we're definitely number 2 for best squad in the league. If he can't go on to win it now with all these teams being inconsistent, he's never going to do it, even if you get him another fucking player. So for me,
but context. What if he gets second place? What if he gets second place and he gets semi-final in the Champions League and he gets a semi-final in the Carabao Cup and he gets obviously FA Cup? We get disqualified. What context?
Rashid, you're being
brother. That's on him. Listen,
tell him off, Johnny.
I've been hanging out with DG for too long. I've been listening to DG for too long.
Brother, this team is good enough to go out and win. Manchester City is not showing any signs of of consistency like we've always seen to where we have to worry about these guys. He's not. They're not. Liverpool's out of the title race, in my opinion, and I'm not trusting Chelsea enough under Maresca, and I still don't trust as far as squad depth. I don't trust Aston Villa to keep up with us either. I don't. So for me, we have the squad to go and do it. We are showing the signs of consistency. If he bottles it again, it's not going to be about us not getting another midfielder. It's going to be about that the manager is just not fucking good enough to win. Plain and simple. He's got to win with this team. I'm not hearing none of this
but
shit.
Gianni, here's the thing: if we do go get another midfielder or another winger or whatever, we go get another piece, and then he still fucks it. To
add on to that, you're handicapping the manager for next time that has to replace him. That's the other reason why you don't go and do that.
This guy costs about 13 million. It wouldn't be that much. Ruben Neves.
That's a shout.
Again, for me, like I said, if he gets it, because again, it's the devil's advocate part. If you go get another player and he still doesn't win, what happens again? Like what Nat said, we don't know what this PSR situation is going to be. So what happens if we lose and PSR kicks us in the ass? Now we got to get a new manager, replace the team with less money, and have to worry about selling a good quality player that we need cash for. No. Win the league this year. If you don't, out, next manager in, we got the money to go for next summer when we let go of guys. No, he needs to win this year with this team. No excuses.
Oh, man.
I'm not hearing.
So we're maxed out. Basically, Johnny, what you're saying is we're maxed out right now.
Yeah.
We're maxed out. So no left back, no centre mid, no other positions. So basically, ride out this season. Obviously, I've even said earlier that this is the time for him. It's now or never. If he don't do it now, he'll never do. I agree with that. My thing is, I just want to win not just the league, but you know me, Johnny. Like I want to win the Champions League so bad, especially with Chelsea. I'm sick and tired of these fuckers chatting shit. Chatting fucking shit about we've won everything in Europe. Yeah, when was the last time you won the league, mate? Yeah, I know it's been long for us as well. Yeah, we're looking closer to winning the league than they are. Do you know what I'm saying? Because once we win the league, trust me, you got Newcastle. Let's say the whole PSR thing. It turns out similar to kind of how we all expect, right? Newcastle will be up there. Villa will be up there. Maybe give it 5 or 10 years. Everton will be there or thereabouts. Top 5, top 4. Then with us, along with Chelsea, Tottenham is shit. We know what they are. And then obviously Man United are trying to get back up, and they got to sack their manager to get to that point. And then obviously you got the Liverpools and Man Cities. So there's hella competition next season. This season, it's our chance, or unless
it ain't happening.
Manager, it ain't happening. Like that's basically where we're at, people.
Do you know what? Can I throw my two bob in here? Like I think I had a similar-ish sort of debate on sort of Shane's, and do you know what? When Johnny's talking there, I actually virtually agree with almost every single thing he's saying. In fact, I think I do agree with everything he's saying. The only thing where I'd sort of sit there and think about it is, whilst I totally agree and get where Johnny's coming from, I'd sit there and I'd just think, like, could you just imagine, and this is a very hindsight hypothetical thing to say, could you imagine, like, getting a Ruben Neves was the difference between a good season and a great season? Or could you imagine a player become available, let's just for argument's sake say a Kvaratskhelia-esque signing like last year, whilst I totally 150 billion% get Gianni, like, you're right. You actually are right. It's just like, come on, dude. You've had enough fucking money. You don't need no more. I also expect, maybe not Arteta, then let me reshape this. But I expect the Arsenal board to have the what do you call it? The ambition enough to go, okay, well, we're in the league. We want to sign Kvaratskhelia. He's came up, let's say Rodrigo, just for argument's sake. Rodrigo's came available for 65, 70 million. I want the board to go, all right, well, yeah, do you know what, Arteta? Yeah, you fucking definitely had way too much. You definitely had a lot of time. He's available. We want him in our squad. Have it in our squad. I'm going to be open to that idea. Whilst I totally appreciate Gianni, 150%. The geezer's had enough, man. Win it with this squad. And I do really agree with you on that. I'd be also equally frustrated if an opportunity came available for us to improve the squad. And it be realistic, and a player like a Rodrigo or quite a nifty little signing like a Neves, and we just closed our doors to it. I think that might be a little bit naive to do that as well. I'm well on the fence of this. I can see all the good points from all sides, but mostly I agree with you, Gianni. He needs to fucking win with this squad.
The thing is, sorry, Johnny. The thing I just want to say very quickly is that you've got that side of the coin, but where I kind of disagree with Gianni is just like, okay, I've just thought about this, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, when it comes to January, we need to get more players out. It's not so much just getting them in and then just we have this massive squad. We already have a massive squad. I'm aware of that. But let's say January comes about. It's the start of the Brazilian season, Brasileiro Serie, whatever, And there's an offer that comes in for Jesus to go to Palmeiras, Flamengo. He can join his buddy, fucking Jorginho, whatever, for 5-10 million. And then we can offset the wages, or they can just negotiate. Like, he'll probably have to take a pay cut for sure. Like a deal like that, and a few other deals, like get rid of a few other players, because we should have sold a lot more in the summer, and we didn't. What I want Andrea Mafioso, bad boy Berta, to do, and now we got Michele. Now we got Michele as well as head scout, our new Diamond Eyes. You know what I'm saying? You remember that, people? Diamond Eyes, yeah? We need to be getting more players out. So then... my point still stands, and like what you're saying, Aaron, just like we can get a Rodrigo, we could get a Ruben Neves or a Milinkovic-Savic as an example. I'd rather a Ruben Neves, but I like Milinkovic-Savic, but Ruben Neves
Milinkovic-Savic is a dog.
Premier League proven or whatever, but Milinkovic-Savic, 6'4", he's got tech, he's a monster, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? He's a fucking
I just think if that signing was to come available, we'd be naive to close our door, innit?
Well, because then you know what that will do as well.
Well, you're rebuilding the squad in fucking January now, mate.
Get out of here.
He's got a new start 11 if we let him go, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Look, on the real, people, on the real, yeah. We get rid of 3 players and we bring 3 in. Yes, our PSR won't look great, but that being said, if it means we win not just the Prem, but the Champions League, and let's just say, for argument's sake, we'll throw in the League Cup. Throw in the League Cup, a mini treble, or instead of not winning the League Cup, we win the FA Cup and we win the actual treble, whatever, yeah? Those 3 signings would have been worth it, in spite of this manager, because Berta knows exactly what we need. That's where the song really should be going down. Right here, right now, Fat Boy Slim says. It's Andrea Berta. We got Andrea Berta, mate. He knows exactly what we need, but we need to get rid of players as well. And we should have got rid of a lot more in the summer. So that's where I'm at. We get rid of at least 3. We can bring in a couple. I still think, for example, with the left back, it will put more pressure on.
You're playing in the summer, in the winter, man. Honestly,
even though he's not a left back, but it's just like with Kieran Tierney gone, right? We've not replaced him. With Thomas Partey, you could kind of say, well, we haven't really replaced him, but it's like different type of player, isn't it? Zubimendi's a different type of midfielder. I hear that, but we haven't replaced him, but we fulfilled that position. Whereas with left back, we haven't really done that. You know, Hincape's played there.
Is that not a summer thing, though?
Lewis Skelly.
Nah, is that not a summer thing? Because let's just say we were a little bit tight with FFP, whatever it is. And we spent 50 million on a left back. I'll be like, dude, why are you fucking spending 50 million on a left back?
Well, it depends what left back. So, for example, I'll
absolutely, but then it'd be so dependent on if you've only got 50 million to spend, and you could go get a winger or you could get a left back. I'll be like, dude, you better be saying winger, otherwise I'm going to be Stone Cold Stunner in some way.
I think for me, yes, our defense is great, but look, maybe it's just me, but like since we lost Kieran Tierney, and let's be real, this manager weren't rating him, he weren't playing him. Like Kieran Tierney's been mustard since he's left. And none of us are surprised, but the only other name I could think of that probably would cost 50 mil, give or take, is the dude at Palace, Tyreek Mitchell, because he's the only out-and-out left-back that, at least in the Premier League anyway, that I rate. Yes, he would cost a bit of bob, but it's like you have him, you have Timber on the other side, who even then is not an out-and-out right-back, but he's been balling. And then obviously Ben White's come back. Like Lewis Skelly ain't a left back, so to kind of Gianni's point, rather than not buying a midfielder, we'll just move Skelly into midfield as a midfield option coming off the bench. Because out of the 2, would I rather a midfielder or a left back? I'd rather a left back. And then if we sell like Jesus or a few other people, to get the high wages off. Do you know what I'm saying? Then we could go get a Rodrigo or another left winger that's actually really good, or even a right winger that could also play left winger, like Conceição, just
like Rodrigo as well. I think that should be the priority, if any. To be fair, like because I think when you're sort of looking at players that are aging, players that are underperforming, I'm looking and I'm thinking, do you know what? Or players that could take us up a gear. I'm looking at left wing more than I am left back. That's just my own personal opinion. You know, like it's up for debate. You know, Johnny, I see you wasn't sure there. What do you reckon, bud?
I mean, this is going to be the Italian coming out.
You hate Calafiori, which is
it's
why.
Not, no, it's not. It's not Calafiori. What I was going to say
is
personal.
What I was going to say is that I think the defense is always going to be more important than the offense in this situation, because you need to shore up the defense to make sure it's even harder to give up goals. Again, what we've just seen in the last 2 games shows that as long as we adjust the offense to the way it fits for all the players, we can score against anybody. If we play the way that we've played against Spurs and Bayern against the rest of this league, we're going to win the league. Again, the question is, when it's a fully healthy squad, is Eze going to get moved to the left wing? Is Trossard going to get dropped again? And is Odegaard going to get moved into the 10? Because if that's what ends up happening, we're not winning the league. I don't care who you add to the damn team. That for me is the situation. You know, Calafiori for me, you know, is he playing okay? Yeah, I guess. I would be starting Hincapié as the left back. In my opinion, I would shore up the defense. I don't like the fact that Calafiori is running wild all over the place. The cross that he did was the first time he's done a first-time cross in God knows how long. The guy's normally useless in the offensive phase. Yeah, he runs into the box, but he ain't been scoring goals like that. So for me, as long as he maintains it to where we're basically playing with 3 number 10s under the striker, I think we're fine. Now, if you start with, okay, well now, Rice, you need to go further up the pitch like he used to, because Odegaard is getting the ball 8 touches and pass backwards, and we've now relegated Eze to the left wing. I'm sorry, man. It doesn't matter who you get in the winter transfer if you want to spend money. If that's the way that you're going to play, that's not winning us the league. It's been shown time and time again. So for me, it's on the manager to keep what we're doing. As long as we keep what we're doing going, we're going to win. We will definitely win this league, because the rest of these teams have not shown the consistency. So for me, like I said, I'm sticking by what I'm saying. I don't care. We need to focus.
Sorry, Johnny.
We need to focus on the league. The league is the most important trophy this year. Focus on the league. If we play the way that we're supposed to play, we can win this league, and we're not going to need any other extra signings. The only time that I'll say that Arsenal could use a signing in January is if we're in such a bad injury situation that we're calling kids from the under 20s or the U19s to come up and play starting position. Other than that, no, he doesn't deserve another player. Win with what you got.
Yeah, no, that's fair dues, man. And do you know what? I've quite liked this last little 20 minutes, because it's not as if we've disagreed on sort of everything, but we've all got different little opinions. Everyone thinks it's an echo chamber. You know what I mean? We've all got our nice little opinions, and you know what? I've sat there and listened to your reasons why you don't agree with something that I've said, Johnny, and I'm like, yeah, do you know what, man? I can see where you're coming from. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about, man. I've had my opinion changed once on this already. Do you know what I mean? It's just it's a good ball talk, and big up to Zia as well.
Big up, Zia.
Hope you're doing all good, my brother. Big up to every single one of you mofuckers in the chat. Always world class so and so's. Make sure you are following every single one of these guys, man. You got Taran, you got Gianni, you got Rashid, and you got Napster as well, man. Come on. We got Sudsam. If we're gonna after a left winger, I'll say again, my guy Serge. He wants a bit of Serge Gnabry on a free. He wants a bit of Serge on a free.
That's failed. I don't care if you got.
He loves the story. He loves that. You know that story where the prodigal son returns. That's the kind of that's the kind of thing that Serge wants.
The return home
utilize him, but Mikel Arteta can. He can change. He can change. You know what I'm saying? I can change it, guys.
No.
So do you know what? I'm going to start this one with Taran, yeah? And I'm going to ask this question right now. And it's a personal question. Everyone's got their own line with everything. You know, it can be what makes you most pissed off. Everyone's got their own line and what, you know, makes them snap. But I'm going to ask this question: when do you guys start to believe? And by that I mean, lifting silverware. I don't just mean a Carabao Cup. I obviously mean the Premier League, or dare I say Champions League. Where do we have to get in the Premier League? Where do we have to get? What stage do we have to be? How far do we have to be ahead? What month is it? How many points? What the draw's going to be like? Tell me, Taron. We'll start with you. When are you going to start to go? Do you know what? Taron? You're going to think to yourself, do you know what, Taron? I think we're going to do it this year, my bro.
When Taron's looking around, that it's a tough question. He's thinking, he's like,
it
oh
is a
shit,
tough
when?
question. It is a tough question. But I'll start to believe when it's match week 36 and we're 7 points clear. That is
you're going for the total mathematical thing, are you? You bloody pop out.
That means
Taron.
the league's already won. No, but seriously though, I'll start to believe when what we saw against Bayern when I started earlier when we were analyzing the Champions League game, when we were seeing the same thing and the manager made the correct decisions. When I see that on a consistent basis, when I see him consistently fix problems, because Mikhail, you don't get paid 15.6 million to just stand on the sideline when things are going right. When it's going wrong, when it's not going well, and I'm seeing you make the adjustments to correct what's going wrong on a consistent basis. Now, if we're so good that we don't need you to correct anything, fair play. That 12 points clear, I'm calm. But when I see him start to do the right lineup, the right tactics on a consistent basis, I will start to believe in him, because I think he's the only thing that's stopping me from believing. I think the squad is good enough to win 2 of the past 4 league titles. I think the squad is really good, or to win something at the minimum. I don't believe because of him. So when he starts to demonstrate consistency, then I'll do like what Creatine Dad says, and I'll get behind the manager.
Yeah, just not on match day 4, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm not Creatine done. Yeah. We're more like 34. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fazili, you missed the sarcasm in the match week 36 with 7 points clear. That means we were,
Man, we'd already won it. Come on, Fazil. Yeah. Come on, my geezer. Big up Fazil. And who else did we get? We got Lynch as well. Come on, game week 36. Big up to my brother Lynch. Big up to Ozzy as well, man. I think Suj got it, but I bet his missus had to explain it to him. So, love you, Suj. Be nice, be gentle in that next in the next chat. I'll read it, but be nice. Come on. Big up to Zero as well. Daz has timed you out. Look, I don't know why, but my brother Darren, he's got the hate for Zero. What's going on, Darren? Sort it out, brother. Big up to you, Dazza. He's twisted. Big up, man. On also fans meant to believe from when the first ball was kicked this season. If we had a good manager, yes. If we had previous, yes. We've got Mikel Arteta from the start, no. But we've seen that things are going rosy a little bit. But my friend, twisted. We've had our hearts broken, our hopes dashed, and everything in between. Many a time. I'm not willing to let it get all trampled over again, man. We go into this with caution. I'll probably speak with every single one in this panel, probably everyone in this chat when I say, you know what I mean? I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I think this is a good chance, but I'm got my feet firmly on the ground. There's no zero gravity rules in my house. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be floating in the air and beyond. Unfortunately, both feet are on the ground. There's plenty of games to play. We're only just under or just over, depending on what you want to look at a third of the season. That's a lot of game. That's a lot of football. And when you take it in, this probably might sound harsh to say, actually, but the first third is probably the easiest. The last third, that's going to be that's going to come and get you, because you can go in maintenance phase for the middle 12 games. That middle third. You can go in maintenance phase, and that last 12 games, that's when all the pressure comes in. That's when home ties against a struggling side all of a sudden turns from a 4-0 easy, comfortable win in January to they're fighting for their life. So it turns into an absolute dogfight for a 1-0 win. And the knowing that you're so close and that pressure kicks in of, wow, are we going to lift it for the first year in 21 years? All of that pressure is going to kick into this team. yes, they've somewhat been there before, but they've failed, most importantly. So they haven't got that experience of getting over the line. So there's plenty to still be cautious about. However, that doesn't detract from the fact that so far this season, Arsenal have been fantastic. The link's in the chat. We've got a bit of Macy on the screen. I hope you're all good, my friend. How you doing, Mad Mace? He's down in his water like I down my cellar.
My tribal chief.
My wise man, Rashid. How are you, man? My wise
Salute
man.
to you. Salute to you.
Yeah, acknowledge me, Rashid, as your tribal chief. Acknowledge me.
We all acknowledge our leader, Macy, man. Do you know what I mean? Master Mace. That's what we're gonna call him, Master Mace.
Yeah.
Oh, geezer. What?
Peace, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Big up Nats.
Yeah, old Mace Windu, innit? Do you know what I mean? If you're Star Wars, you know, you know. Come on, man. That's it. Yeah. Oh, but if you're a Star Wars fan, you know. Come on, bro. Macy, do you know what Terran sort of said is sort of bit, and I'll ask you the same question, bruv. When will you start to sort of believe, man? What's it gonna take? And it can be anything, a match day, a feeling, a something, this or that. Let me know what you're thinking, brother.
All I'm saying is that if we defeat Chelsea on Sunday, then I think we're in a good position to win the league this season if we beat Chelsea, because I'm happy this football club is starting to show their ruthlessness. They're starting to show that they really, really want to win that Premier League. The Tottenham game and the Bayern game, they were absolutely showing their ruthlessness. And in the Bayern game, I was very happy in the second half when we started to cause Bayern a lot of problems. And this manager, for me, the good thing that this manager did was he took Saka and Skelly off the field and brought in Calafiori and Martinelli. And that was the good thing that this manager did, because he knew he knew that Saka and Skelly were not having a good game. So he took both of them off and brought on Calafiori and Moreno and Martinelli. And the first thing that Calafiori did was that he got his first assist for us, for Madueke to get his first goal. And I've got a lot of Arsenal fan base saying, "Oh, guys, do you rate Madueke now?" And I'm like, I'm happy he got his first Arsenal goal, but I still don't rate him. I never rated him at Chelsea, and I still don't rate him as a footballer. But I'm happy he got his first goal for the club. And in his interview after the match, when somebody said to him, "Are you ready for Sunday against your old club Chelsea?" and he said, "I'm not worried about Chelsea. I know my old club in and out. I can handle them." I'm happy he was confident that he can. That he's more than ready to take on his former club Chelsea. But I think he's got that passion inside him, Madueke. I think he really, really wants to start against his former side on Sunday. And all in all, apart from the fact that we've not beaten Bayern Munich for in 10 years, and this is the first time we've broken that record. We're breaking a lot of records this season. The first time that an English player has scored a hat-trick in the North London derby since Alan Sunderland in 1978. That record was never broken, and for the first time ever, an English player has broken that record. Big up to Eberici Eze. And in the Champions League, he got that assist for Martinelli. The way that Manuel Neuer came out of his goal, what was he doing?
Yeah. He's got that pass in his locker, isn't he, Eze? And that's what we haven't got. And it seems like he's got that regularly, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Just a little question. Not to cut you off. Did Martinelli mean that? Did he mean that?
No.
I'm not really sure, but apart from that, Manuel Neuer needs to retire. How many years has he been playing football? He's had a great career, in his life. He's done a lot of amazing things for both Bayern and for his country. He won the World Cup. He's won every single trophy at Bayern. So why does he still need to play football? There are other goalkeepers that could start in goal for Bayern. I understand money is the biggest problem, but Manuel Neuer should just listen to himself and say, "I've done everything I can. I'm going to hang up my boots and I'm going to let the next goalkeeper take over for me. And all in all, I was happy with the fact that we absolutely annihilated Bayern Munich. But there was one Bayern Munich player that I was afraid of, Lenny Cole. That 17-year-old was absolutely bossing around Skelly. Like, for me, Skelly was absolutely abysmal in that game.
He looked like Zinchenko, didn't he? The way he was getting beaten from diagonal passes.
But he's 17. Yeah. He's 17. He shouldn't be playing a game like this. Yeah. He's 17.
He's not a left back. That's what he is. He's not a left back. He was the same age he started. He was the same age he started in the Atletico Madrid game, and he bossed that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But his best run play came where he picked up the ball in a position where he was comfortable. He's not a left back. He got called ball watching, just like Nat said. He got called ball watching for the goal, and he was getting dribbled by too easily. And Mikel saw that, we saw that, and he fixed it. Well done.
But Mikel doesn't see him as, Mikel doesn't see him as the midfielder that he likes. Mikel likes a 6'7", 6'2", 6'3" midfielder. He likes a Marino. He likes a Rice. He likes a Norgard. Do you know what I'm saying? He's just not his type.
He likes rugby players, Rashid. That's what he likes.
Facts.
I know, bro.
Facts.
I know.
Facts. They don't watch rugby. Mama watch rugby. He knows.
Bath. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Bath are doing well, no? Bath are doing well. Should I bet on them?
Yeah. Don't get me started. Jesus Christ.
Director of rugby, innit?
Yeah, but all I'm happy with the fact that we're trust.
Lifetime ban if you mention rugby again in this stream. Lifetime ban.
Kick me out.
All in all, I'm happy with the fact that we passed two big tests this season. We passed Tottenham and we passed Bayern Munich. Yeah. There's one more test we have to pass, and that is Chelsea. And the form that Chelsea are on right now is absolutely incredible. They put 3 past Barcelona in that game. Like, I was absolutely shocked when they beat Barcelona by 3 goals to 0. Especially with Did you see that goal he scored? That was an absolute cracking goal. Like, he blasted into the roof of the net. Like, I mean, this Esteval for me is the next big thing. So for me, am I confident we're going to beat Chelsea? A little bit. Like, I am a bit confident that we can get a result over Chelsea.
Macy, say your prediction. Come on. Be brave.
It's a tough decision, Rashid. Like, I would say for us to win 2-1, but the form that Chelsea are on right now, I would have to go for a draw. Maybe 2-2. That's my view, because I just think Chelsea this season have absolutely
bring Johnny in next.
They've looked absolutely changed since Maresca has changed the system around. So for me, the only thing I see right now in this game is a 2-2 draw.
Cool, Johnny. Before I bring you in next, I kind of asked for this one, and I really, to be fair. Let's just get it right. Sometimes you've got to put your hands up. I would say Miss Adam wear the pants, but we all know that he only wears shorts. In other words, Adam's shorts, pants for the tadpole midgets. Thank you very much, Suj. I mean, I suppose I do deserve that. I walked into that one. No problem whatsoever. Thank you very much for humbling me, Suj. And I'll get back to you, sir. Thank you very much. There you go. Suj, everyone. What a wanker. Gianni, we've got big up, Suj. We've got the obviously question that I did want to ask you, and you can tie it in with the Chelsea one. So I was always sort of going to knit them together anyway. But, as we've already sort of touched off on Chelsea, we may as well just do it all in one sort of hit, When do you sort of start to believe? When's that for you? Are you a mathematical certainty? Do you need to see their trophy in hand? Or can you be got?
You must
End of January. End of January.
You're end of Jan. Okay.
Depending on what happens, depending on where we're sitting at the end of January is what's going to make me believe or not. December and January and February are our 3 shit months. Those are the 3 months that we always throw away our competitions when we play down to the shittier teams, when we got a lot of games up. Again, I'm going to stress it again. I said it last week. We got 2 games against Aston Villa in December, and Villa has been our bogey team ever since Unai Emery took over that team. Villa is hitting form right now. if we can get past Villa with both of those games and we can get with maximum points and we're looking good in January, I don't trust City to run through December and January unbeaten. I don't think we may be able to go unbeaten, but we've shown a lot more consistency than what Manchester City has. So for me, if we come out of January and we're at 9-10 points, we've only gained maybe 3 points or more on City, I still think that after January, if that's where we're sitting at, that's when I'm going to believe that we got a shot at the title. Because again, as I said, this ain't the same City team. Everybody's trying to hype up this City team because they don't want to see Arsenal win this league. Kevin De Bruyne and Gundogan bailed them out of how many games over the last 4 years when they've went on that run. They're not there. You know, I know everyone's trying to hype up to Johnny Reinders. Again, as somebody who watches City A, Reinders can be red hot and Reinders can be absolute fucking shit sometimes. So he's not a consistent player like that. Everybody else at City needs to be clicking. And if that defense is going to still be spotty the way I think they will be, I do not think that. I think at the end of January, we're going to know if we're going to win or not. As far as Champions League concerned, people are going to hate me for saying this. Arsenal ain't winning the Champions League. They're just not.
Yeah,
I think this Arsenal.
He has an agenda. He has an agenda. No, that's what he has.
I'm with you.
Exactly, Gianni. It's not going to win the Champions.
My thing with Arsenal is this. I think Arsenal is in the very same situation as what we saw at Chelsea from the start of when Jose Mourinho took over to their first. It took them 7 years to build up the mentality because they had no history in Europe. It's the same thing with Manchester City. From when they started, how many years it took them to win trophy after trophy and build up a mentality of the club to finally go on and win the Champions League. Arsenal does not have the heritage. Again, we can say whatever we want. The heritage is what always comes out in the knockout rounds of the Champions League, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. PSG, they don't have heritage, but PSG went on the same thing as what we've seen Chelsea and City do. They've gone how many years in Ligue 1 since the money's been dropped in, winning trophies and building the mentality. Arsenal, for me, is another 2-year project after this year to worry about a Champions League before this. We need to prove that we can get over the hump and win the domestic trophies first before we start worrying about Champions League. If we can start doing that, the Champions League will eventually come. This year, we just need the league. We got to win the league.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, that's fair dues, man. I'm gonna bring Natster and then we'll go Rashid, then we'll go Quaja. And our Suge has ended the stage as well. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Suge.
Suge already. Hello, mate. Yeah.
You wanker.
Here he is, man.
First up,
Look at this.
big up to Don
Need
Gardner,
respect.
Yanni, Captain America, Theron, the man,
Big up,
Natster,
Suge.
the banana lover, Rashid, Macy, the gentleman, Karaja, and the tadpole loving midget peasant bubbles looking motherfucker.
But he's 6 foot. But he's 6 foot though.
Off the goddamn internet, man.
Aaron, how tall are you? 6 foot, right?
6'4", I think it sounds like that. Yeah,
6'4"
something like
and a
that.
quarter.
Depends on
What
platforms
do you
and
think Shane's
tiptoes,
height
you know
is?
what I mean? Yeah.
If he's 6 foot, he must be standing on the 5'9" ladder. Come on now.
Got on the hop up. SE as well. Big up Gunnar SE's jumped in to say hello, man. Big up the boys. That's what it's all about, man. Jumping on.
Yeah, but
What we saying? What we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Natster, and then we'll nip around and just see where people are at, man. I'm interested to know where the panel's at, where the chat's at. What's it gonna take for you to believe Arsenal could win the Premier League, Natster?
for me, personally, once we win the League Cup, that's where I'll see where this team is at. Was it end of March?
Different answers. I like it, man.
Yeah, because and I'll tell you why.
But it's beneath us. It's beneath us.
You must believe. Remember, you must believe. See, I'm believing, but I will only believe when we actually win a trophy. Similar to what Guns has said. The only difference is I won't just take a League Cup. That's not good enough for me. Not good enough for me. Not good enough for me. Do you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know, innit? Like, but on the real though, like, this team needs to show that they can win a trophy. And when we win the League Cup, I believe that it is going to be a struggle. Remember when we won the FA Cup? No worries, mate. Remember when we won our first FA Cup in 9 years, or our first trophy in 9 years? We had the League Cup before that against Birmingham. That was a fucking horror show, bro. Horror show.
You remember Obafemi on Martins, yeah?
Yeah.
You remember Martins
doing them 10 fucking backflips. And then
Koscielny. Oh my days.
Chuckle Brothers. Chuckle Brothers doing their
terrible defender.
Yeah.
Terrible defender. Sorry, Nats. Not terrible defender.
It's all good, Richie. Remember when he was trying to rip that Arsenal shirt and reveal that Bordeaux shirt? Where are they now? Where are they now?
Where are you now?
I rest my case in it. But like to go on, it's like for me, the League Cup. There's a reason why Jose and Pep have always taken them trophies very seriously, innit? It builds winning mentality. Yes, we're proven in the FA Cup, not recently, but again, this is Mikel Arteta's first trophy. Granted, it was in COVID, but it also shows it doesn't take time. So when we win the League Cup, I believe this team will go on to win the league. We might win the FA Cup as well. Might. I think once we win the League Cup, I think we'll definitely win the league. Now with Champions League, I kind of disagree with Gianni, but I do understand your point in terms of we don't have the heritage. I know we don't have the heritage, but at the same time, we've had many chances where we've got to semi-finals, 08, 09, when United slapped us at home. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, recently, last season with PSG. So we've had a few cracks at the whip going into the latter stages. But I tell you what, seeing most of the teams in Europe, the Real Madrids, the Barcelonas, the Bayern Munichs, even PSG, none of them are as solid defensively as we are. We need a bit of the rub of the green. Mikel Arteta needs to manage this squad. But again, it will all stem from mentality. Can these players get it over the line and win a trophy that we haven't won since 93? That's before I was born, by the way. I was born in 94. We win that, we can definitely win the league, and it gives us a much increase. I'm not saying we're definitely going to win the Champions League, but it will give us an increased chance to definitely get to the semi-final again like we did last season. But I think we should at least get to the final. Do you know what I'm saying? And then on the night, a lot can happen, innit? But we got to wait and see till we get there. But I think, and I know if we win the League Cup, when we win the League Cup, because I believe we've had a lot of cracks at that. Mm-hmm. I think it's about our time. If Arteta manages this squad properly, if he doesn't change the shit, that doesn't need to change, we win the League Cup, we will win the league. And we might even win the because I want that Champions League so bad, man. Like I said earlier, I'm sick and tired of these Chelsea motherfuckers chatting shit year in, year out. Champions of Europe, you'll never see it. Just wait.
That kills me. I'm glad you brought that up. It kills me.
We win the Champions League. They can't say that.
Stadium.
All they're going to say, is the same shit that Liverpool have been saying, Man United saying. All I hear is, I hit it first, like Ray J, innit? Less of that, bro. But we need that, bro. But again, if we start, this is where it starts. Beat Palace in the quarters like we did last season. Let's say we come up against Man City in the semis, beat them, get to the final, and then just turn up, bro, innit? Demon time, bro. Be a real bad man. Do you know what I'm saying? On job, bro. Wembley.
Yeah.
On job.
100%. 100%. That's we have to.
30 years, bro. It's in the making. If our doesn't fuck it up, that's the stipulation. It's not the players now, it's the manager. Manage this team, get us to a League Cup final, win it, still be consistent in the league, and who knows, bro? Who knows?
Yeah, man.
That's
big
why
up.
I'm at Aaron, and
I like that. Do you know what? All slightly different answers, man. This is where the intrigue's coming in. And please chat. I know a couple of you have already. Please type your answers in, man. I want to know where we're at as a community, man, because we've got a fantastic community here. And on that note, big up, like, and subscribe. Don't forget, all of these guys, or a lot of these guys, have got channels. So please send your love over there. Big up, Prince Fuad as well. How you doing, my bro? Hope you're all good. Big up to everyone in the chat. Come on, what we doing here, man? Big up to everyone in the chat. Like on this stream, please smash that fucking cheeky like button, man. Come on, what are we doing here, man? There's an assembled. There's a question in the Champions League. I like that. I'll get that in a little second. We got to get it in at the right place, but I've looked at it and we will ask it, my brother. And Rashid, I don't believe I've asked you just yet. And then we're gonna go Quaja, and then we'll go to Suj.
Hey, listen, do you know what it is?
We'll have a discussion. Chelsea, we'll all talk. There's no.
Arteta's on a bracelet. That's what he is. He's on a bracelet, and he's gone jail. Now he's on a bracelet. He's outside, but he needs to stay indoors. He needs to stay on a bracelet. We need to watch him. He needs a parole officer. That's what he needs. You know what I'm saying? I'm the parole officer.
Answer is his parole officer. Sorry to cut you off. That's his parole officer.
Yeah, that's what he is.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry, man. I had to say it.
Hey, listen. Nah, 100%, bro. But all jokes aside, listen. We've been in the same situation. I know what the people are gonna tell me. Oh, it's a different city. Oh, it would have been when we had 8 points clear. City were a different team. Blah blah blah. Listen, I only believe if it's more than 8 points. I'm sorry, because you had the chance. You had the chance to win. Because I've seen Klopp
When does that
win.
8 points come into effect, Rashid? Sorry to cut you. When does that 8 points come into effect? You can say 8 points, but what at any stage? So if this weekend we go 8 points clear, you'll think that, or is it on match day 30?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is, Aaron? Yeah, if we weren't doing so well, do you know what would our top gooners would say? Do you know what the top gooners would say? They'll say, "Oh, calm down. It's only we just started. There's still 24 games to play. There's still the Carabao Cup to play. There's still FA Cup to play. There's still Champions League to play." That's if we weren't doing well. They probably would have said that. Would have said that. Now we're doing well. They're not saying that, obviously. But anyway, listen. The thing is that I want more than 8 points. I can't trust you twice. You know, I can't trust it twice. The thing is that I hope. Look, at the end of the day, I hope we get more than 8 points. I hope we get 12. You know what I'm saying? I want to be mathematically impossible for any team to catch us. Any team, mathematically impossible. Like I need it to be that for me to start believing. And you can't blame me because of the previous years. You know, you cannot blame me for not believing. I've seen managers with less money win more trophies and big trophies as well. Champions League. Klopp won Champions League in 3 years, 4 years. Okay, whatever, 4 years. He won Champions League. So I need to see me some of that. Every season we say this is our season. Every season we beat. We beat PSG last season. PSG that went on to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
We didn't
It's
beat
not
them
like,
when it mattered, did we? That's the thing.
Thank you. See, Arsenal's problem is always when it matters, when the pressure's on. You remember when you said like 20 minutes ago, you were talking about how the second half of the season, when you start facing teams that are playing relegation, blah blah blah, that's when it really matters. That's when other teams are right behind you, and you're now it's up to you to decide if you want this enough or not. This is the
Separates
thing.
the boys to men, doesn't it? That little bit. You
Yeah.
find out who you are. Yeah. You find out who you are, and
Because
them
we
games. Are you
beat-
going to crumble or are you going to rise? Yeah. Fact.
Listen, man, I'm more than happy. You saw us before, like an hour ago. We were talking about how great we are against Bayern Munich, blah blah blah. Listen, we had 12 points and Bayern Munich had 12 points. Okay, it's not like the end of the world if any team loses. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. That's the thing. I want us to perform when it really matters. I want us to perform when it's a semi-final. I want us to perform when it's a final. I want us to perform at the end of the season when it really matters. That's where Arsenal need to show, you know what I'm saying, put their nuts on the table. Shout out Kenny Ken. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's when I start believing. I want to see us in a pressure moment getting over the line. And then I can see, like, I can sit back and say, do you know what? Yeah, maybe I was wrong. Maybe this guy's cooking. Maybe I didn't understand how he was cooking. But you know what I'm saying? It's one of them foods that when you look at it, you look at the food, you're like, I don't know. I don't think if I like it. Then you taste it, it's so nice. It's kind of like that. But yeah, I need a pressure moment. I need a pressure moment for me to believe. Till now, I don't think there's been a pressure moment. Probably Chelsea's the biggest pressure moment so far because we faced Liverpool, Man City so early on in the league that even if we lost, it doesn't mean that we're out of the league. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say here? It's kind of like that. So I want us to get over, Arsenal, yeah, even before Arteta, yeah, our problem is pressure moments. Our problem was always pressure moments. Do you know what I'm saying? We've always performed. If the league was I'll say it again. If the league was only friendlies, we'd win the league every season. Arteta or not, doesn't matter. Arsenal would win the league every season. If it was the Emirates Cup, that pre-cup that we play, but pre-season, the cup that we play in pre-season. That's exactly it. We could win it every season because it's a friendly game. So I want us to get over the line when it's a pressure moment. And that's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll end it on that. But I got Scoot. Love to every one of you. You
Rashid,
know what I'm saying?
big up, brother,
I got a
man. Come on.
skedaddle. Guys. Big up to every one of you. You know what I'm saying? Salute legends.
Go on, Rashid.
Legends.
Big up Rashid.
Big up
Big up,
Rashid, my
man.
friend, my
Yeah.
tribe, my wise man.
Big up Rashid, brother. Always. Come on, man. Arsenal Revolution TV. Go over there. Fazili, actually, Geezer. To be fair, I've seen you in the chat a few times over the last few streams. You've been cool. You've writing your bits. We've got a difference in opinion. That's all cool, man. So we'll have a little chat on a couple of your bits respectfully because you have been respectful in the chat. So I'll honour the same energy. And you're going through. It's hard for you to recognise that our squad was not that great. And I'm assuming you was going off the point that I made about the season prior. One thing I will remind you of is still at that point, my friend, we'd had 5 seasons of Mikel Arteta. He was in his 6th full season then, and we'd spent £750 million. And that was his squad. That was his choice to only sign Calafiori in the summer. It was his choice to only sign Mikel Merino in the summer. So he's got to be held accountable for that small squad. Considering that he'd spent 750 million up to that point, you've kind of got to give him some of the blame, considering it was a half a decade. You've got to at least appreciate that, my friend. The fact that the squad weren't that great and he spent all that money in that time, that's also a him problem. It's for me, I'll only speak for me just quickly. It's not a personal problem. It's more of a I've not seen you win, apart from the FA Cup, of course, and then he dismantled that team. And since he's had that team, we've got a nice 6-year bite-sized sort of thing to go off, and he hasn't got over the line. That's all we're sort of saying. I'm not saying I hate Mikel Arteta because I don't. I will not give a toss about the name, the look, even the sex. A woman could win Arsenal men's team, the Champions League. I couldn't give a fuck if a rhinoceros won Arsenal football team, the Champions League, as long as they won it. That's all I care about. The aesthetics mean absolutely nothing to me. Personal thing to anything, because I'm not Manager FC. I'm Arsenal FC. I always have been. I am, and will always will be. The manager is, yes, a big facet to Arsenal Football Club, and he can also be a massive detriment to it. And whilst if we win and clean up this season, maybe in time it could be proven to be you could have maybe waited, and yeah, fair dues. But as it stands, this minute right now, it hasn't quite worked just yet. Maybe it will. We're in a brilliant part of the season. No one's denied that on this panel, by the way. No one has. Everyone's been, I think, pretty positive considering that where we are and what we've said prior. I reckon everyone's been able to differentiate from the last season's gone past to this one. So I think the analysis really that you're giving is a little bit unfair, and you're new to the show. So fair dues. Do you know what I mean? I've only seen you in there a few times. What I will say is don't forget that we have been saying a lot of positive stuff. And it's with you guys that sometimes you just chirp onto the only negative thing that we've said in amongst the whole lot of positives, so you can keep that going. Just listen to everything that we've been saying, mate, to be fair. That's drama. We've never won the Champions League. Of course we never have. There's a couple more as well. You need a vaccine for positivity. We've actually probably all had that today. I think we've had a really fair and honest sort of saying about Arteta. None of us have said, I would appreciate if you'd have said, wow, yeah, man, you need a vaccine for positivity. If we'd have all gone, yeah, Arsenal have been shit so far this season. Yeah, we've been crap in the Champions League. We've been shit in the Premier League. I hate all the football for every single game. We're crap. I'd appreciate if you went, wow, guys, we're first in the Champions League table. We're first in the Premier League. We're in the quarterfinals here. And that's how you're talking. I'd appreciate for you writing something like that. However, if you actually listen to the show instead of the general consensus of what people like us say and actually listen to the points that we made, you'll probably be able to differentiate between the two. Between a team that did not lose even a game is a big thing. You've actually been here for quite a long time in the show, so you would have 100% heard us being extremely praising, extremely positive and whatever about the buying game. We all said, even including myself, said it's a massive thing. It could kickstart us. Not one of us said a single bad word about that buying game. So by definition, it's a redundant point because none of us made the point you're accusing of. So no one's essentially mad because no one's made the point that you're accusing of. If anyone's looking a tiny little bit mad, it's more you for not listening. And I will go down because I don't know if you wrote anything else. And this is all cool. I'm not being a dick. I've been respectful, yeah. And 100% Fazil, 100% you have, which is why I usually go a little bit more aggressive when it comes to people being a bit of a dick. And you haven't been a dick. You've been in the show. You've been cool. So I'm just explaining to you. I'm trying to articulate it to you as calmly and effectively as I can for you to be able to understand that I actually think your assessment of how we've been talking today is massively wrong. And I would challenge you to, instead of just going by, oh, it's them guys, they're so negative, this and all that, maybe just listen to what we're saying rather than going, oh, and taking the worst from it. Maybe, Fazili, brother, that could be just a you thing, bruv. I get it all the time. And do you know what? You've been cool, so I'll explain it to you properly. I hope that's been a decent enough explanation for you, but I think you're quite wrong, and I think we actually quite have here, to be fair with you. So yeah, that's sort of my assessment of that. COYG, what do you reckon, man? When do you start to believe? What's it going to take for you, brother?
I feel as though the fact that the league is not over, as some top gooners would think that they're going to dog walk the league when the league has already started. I'm not giving that as an excuse. I'm not trying to, be stupid and delusional. It's just the fact that we've started the season well, but we just need to keep winning games. And it's the pressure moments. Like just before Rashid left, he said when it matters, we need some of our players to turn up. Some of our players do not turn up in the big games. And if we do not turn up in the big games, we can't win trophies. I mean, the pressure is still on. I mean, let's be real. Arteta's under huge pressure in this Chelsea match. People think, oh, it's an easy win. I predicted 2-1 Arsenal. In my opinion, I think we might win 2-1, a stinky 2-1 win. I just feel as though the fact that, yes, we're playing good football, but the reality is, right, I think in that Chelsea game, he might put Odegaard in the 10 and switch Eze to the left. That could be the possible option that he might do. I hope I'm wrong, but it just have this strange feeling, the fact that when Odegaard came on, apparently he played well. He didn't play well. He was just shit. I just gave him a 4 out of 10 because he was absolutely useless. Yeah. And if anyone thinks in the chat, I'm not being disrespectful, but think that I have an agenda against Odegaard, please get your eyes tested. Please watch YouTube videos and please tell me, what does he do? Every single game, you see him passing sideways. We play better football without Odegaard. Have you seen Norway? Norway football team have finished top of the World Cup qualifying without Odegaard. They've played most of their games without Odegaard. They're scoring more without Odegaard. What does that show you? They're better without Odegaard. And let's get back into the point of what you're saying, right? I don't think the league is over. I just feel as though the fact that we might crumble at this latter stage is just the fact that we need to keep winning games. And, maybe Man City haven't been great and all this stuff, but I'll be absolutely shocked if he does not win this league. This is a very good opportunity to win the league. The amount of money you spent, the amount of money that you've wasted, or maybe not wasted, but this season, maybe you've started the season well, but everyone's going to say to us, oh, we're overreacting. Well, we're not. Come January, come February, March, maybe April, if we are, 16 or 12 points clear, I think we'll win the league. But when it's 8 points clear, it reminds me of the 22-23 season when we bottled the league. I mean, 8 points is not enough. I mean, have you seen the amount of draws we had against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton? That cost us the league. This is what happens when you get carried away. Don't get carried away, people, because the league is not done. I mean, if Man City win their game against Leeds, they're 4 points behind. That's a pressure game for us. If they win that game, 4 points, we got to win to be 7 points. Yeah, we just can't focus on City to drop points. Yeah, we were lucky to beat Spurs. Yeah, because City dropped points unexpectedly. They lost to Newcastle. If they'd won that game, that Tottenham game would have been under pressure. But obviously, it's forgotten. But the reality is, right, every game is a must-win. It's every game's tough, whether you like it or not. I just feel as though the fact that with Arteta, he will just put a stinky team and try and stink up the game, put 3 fridges in midfield at any moment. He will try and do that, and everyone's now going to say, "Oh, you're overreacting," and all this nonsense. I'm like, well, if we had beaten City and beaten Liverpool, this would have not happened. We would have been, I don't know, possibly 13 points clear at the top. We could have been, and if we had done our job, this wouldn't have happened. And Sunderland, if we'd been Sunderland, we could have been, I don't know, 16 points, and no one would be catching us. But right now, these are the games where we sometimes drop points. I mean, let's be real. I'm sorry, I can't take a draw against Chelsea, because if City win against Leeds and we draw 5 points, their next game they might beat another team. I don't know who they face, but that's cut down to 2 points, and we have to play Brentford, and we got to win that game. Every game is a pressure, because the more Man City close the gap, the more pressure we're on. And obviously, the final thing is, right, if Arteta wins the league, that would be I'll say thank you. Get out, fuck off, pack your bags and get out of my football club. All the Arteta sexuals, please walk away with him. Take your bags, take him back to Spain. Yeah. Lovely, lovely Spain. Go with Lee, north side to Barcelona. Just enjoy there and just be there forever. And I'll say on this is my last point before Suj comes in. Suj! I think the fact that this game, I just feel as though the fact that we might stink, because every game is not going to be the same. We might be inconsistent at any point, and you don't know that. We know with this Lego head, he will try and put any player in the team. I mean, he might flog Trossard when he starts him. I mean, let's be real, Trossard, I think he's a doubt. He's a doubt, but he will put him in the team and he'll flog him on the ground. Everyone's now saying, "Oh, you're not blaming Arteta. You're blaming it's all this." Like, come on, Arteta's the reason why we've had these injuries. Like, if he keeps getting our key players injured, then we're not winning the league. We're going to finish in the top 4, and we might get knocked out the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League easily. I'll end it on that.
Yeah. No, some good points made there, man. Suj, I want to hear from you, brother. Sorry, I know you want to come in, Mace, but Suj has been waiting there treble patiently, man. And I can't risk even more of a wrath from Suj by making him wait any longer.
That's fine, Suj. Take it away.
What's the missus' opinion? Because I'm presuming she told you what yours is.
She thinks you're a twat, but let's not go there. But all I say is, if we play like we have the last couple of games for the entire month of December, come January, I think we win it. If we continue playing the way we are in the last couple of games. But of course, we are a couple of injuries away. But if we play on current form or last 2 games, where we have looked a lot more open, no one's going to stop us. Because this is the football I want to see. I think this is the football we all want to see. And it's not being negative or whatever. It's just we've had 21 years of hurt. We all have. Yeah. And yes, Arteta the last 6 years has not done anything, but he could have done a lot more. We all know this. But 20 plus years of no trophies. So it's about time that we just support. And that's all I'm going to say is come December, if you're playing like the last couple of games, end of December, if we're still like 7 points in front, I'll believe.
Yeah. So like now I'll get your point, man. So my angle coming from it is again, I'm so glad everyone's had a slightly different take on it, man. That's what it's all about, you know. But you know, we all agree with each other. It's an echo chamber. It's exactly the same comments coming out. I've actually quite enjoyed them listening to everyone's take. Mine's also ever so slightly different. So I'm looking at mine in terms of mini goals. Yeah. So I'm going to say something that some of you guys have already said. I'm waiting to assess what we're going to be like at the beginning of January, for argument's sake. That's not to say I expect us to win at the beginning of January. I want us to get there and to just see if we can get out of this little run of games that we've got. Because we have got some tricky games, including Chelsea, Aston Villa, home and away, of course. You've got that Everton away, that's always tricky. Look,
Pressure
we've played some fantastic
Um,
teams and negotiated
Brentford as
that, so
well.
there's nothing to say, that we won't be able to do well. However, they are still very tricky fixtures, and in comparison to what a Manchester City and the Chelsea sort of got, so I'm quite sort of keen to definitely start my assessment from the beginning of January just to see where we are. And then I'm going to have a different take that no one said. If we're still doing, or should we still be playing good football, still in the driver's seat, however that may look, hopefully more in control, like 3, 4, 5 points ahead. I'm waiting for that feeling in the stomach. And I know there's no stats, there's no metric, there's no nothing by that. So I don't want that to sound like a cop out. But sometimes when you just watch football, and you've watched the winners down the years, and you've gone, do you know what? That's the team. Or you get that feeling, and you're like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm there now. That's where I'll assess it, because with all the mental stuff that I can calculate up top, and all the permutations and all of this and all that, and calculating and guessing and drop points here and teams dropping points there. If we're looking good and we're in that position, oh no, I'll get that feeling and I'll go, do you know what? I think we're going to win it this year. So I don't know when that's going to come. So I don't want it to sound like a cop out, but it's not going to be like a match day 36 or 37 or 38. If we're looking good, and we're in and around, the springish-esque sort of months, and I get that feeling. I'll know when, and it's a slightly different take to everyone else's, which I'm kind of glad with. It's not as tactically insightful as everyone else's, but yeah, I just want that feeling. I had it last year. Let me give you an example. I had it last year, but in the actual opposite direction, right? So when it was Arsenal v Brighton at home, we drew 1-1. We was 1-0 up. I got Oasis tickets that day, which was the best bit of it. I got that after, so it dampened the blow. But I remember sat there, and I just remember looking at this Arsenal squad, and I went, nah. I was like, I'm not looking at the champions here. And it can work both ways. I just looked and was like, this squad ain't champions. You can just tell. Then you looked at like a Liverpool at that sort of same stage, match day 12, 13, 14, whether it was, and you're like, yeah, man, yeah, that's going to be the team that's going to win the league. And that's sort of what I'm waiting for Arsenal Football Club. Make me believe, man. It's been a long time. You broke my heart enough. But I'm there. Yeah. I'm willing. I'm ready. I'm ready to just, I'm ready to believe. But you've got to chip in and do your bit first, because I'm doing my bit. I'm paying my money. I'm going to games. I'm talking about it. I'm waking up. I'm this and I'm that. I'm doing my bit, Arsenal Football Club, man. And I've done my bit for a very long time. Gianni's done his bit. Taron's done his bit. Macy's done his bit. Nats has done his bit. COYG's done his bit. Suja's done his bit. The world-class chat that I'm looking at now. You got the Darren Martins, the Lynches, the Hendos. You've done your bit. It's time that Arsenal Football Club paid us back now. It's time. It's time. And I don't know what that's going to look like, whether it's going to be a first Carabao Cup since 1993, whether it's going to be a first Champions League since our inception, whether it's going to be the first Premier League since the Invincibles, or whether it's going to be Arteta's second FA Cup. I don't know what it's going to look like, but we deserve something now. We've paid our dues, and this squad, coupled with everything that's going on, there's no excuses. I want to see some form of W at the end of the season. Otherwise, it's just the biggest failure for me. I don't know if anyone wants to come in.
We'll never win the league then. There's no chance of winning the league then. Even if we don't win it, there's no chance of you winning the league. I mean, if a proper manager comes in and wins the league, that'll be fine. But right now, it's just the fact that I'm really nervous that Arteta will throw it away, and I'm not gonna be celebrating too much, because I know of these top gooners are gonna get carried away saying, "Oh, you're overreacting. We're winning the league. Say something. We're winning the league."
Yeah, because the problem is, COYG and Aaron, the problem is our fan base, they just love to say, oh, but we don't want the League Cup. It's the Energy Cup. We want to go for the big ones. Like,
I want it all, man.
Just because the League Cup is an Energy Cup doesn't mean it's still a cup. Every cup is a trophy. We have to win something, and it doesn't matter. Like, I would take a League Cup if that was the case, because We've not won a League Cup, like you said, Aaron, since the 90s. And I still can't remember, the day that Arsenal lifted the League Cup that year. So I really want to win that League Cup.
Sheffield Wednesday, bruv, man.
Yeah,
We've done a cup double against
the
them,
only
haven't we?
thing I remember from that League Cup was when we played Birmingham City in the 2006 League Cup final, and they beat us. And I remember, and I even watched the 2018 one against Man City in Arsene
It was
Wenger's
2011
last.
when we faced Birmingham City. It was 2011 when we faced Birmingham City. 2007 we faced Chelsea. It was a young squad. Theo Walcott scored in the final.
Yeah, and also in 2018 against Man City, I watched that game, and the way we played in that game was absolutely terrible. Pep Guardiola,
Mustafi, wasn't it? The back header, and then
the backheader.
Aguero just on the
that
lob.
was
Yeah,
disgusting. Like the way he backhanded the ball back to was it Cech or Ospina who was in goal? I can't remember, but Arsene Wenger in that Carabao Cup final to Man City, that still gives me nightmares. So we can't fuck this one up now, because this manager has got everything he has. Now he needs to use them to help him win something this season. It doesn't matter. We have to win something. I would take a League Cup. I would take a FA Cup. I would take any cup. But I don't want any fan base to say, oh, but we don't want that cup. We want the big cups. Stop. That is bullshit. We have to win every single cup. And also, I do not want any foolishness from our players, because in that North London derby game, when we battered Tottenham 4-1, the way that David Raya was standing out of his goal when Richarlison was looping the ball over the top, that was because of one mistake from us. And we can't afford to make that kind of mistake. And against Bayern Munich, we made that mistake again. That baller, Carl, he absolutely found out where the weak spot of our defense was, and he capitalized on it. That was our mistake. So against
credit Kimmich for the pass. That pass was sensational, by the way. I don't think any of our players can do that. None of our players can do that, by the way. That long pass, no one can do that.
Yeah, so that's why in the Chelsea game, we can't afford to do any more foolishness, because we have to beat Chelsea, because this is a pressured game. Because if Man City take a point off, beat Leeds on Saturday, then we have to beat Chelsea, because that's a crucial game for us. And a lot of fan base are saying, oh, look, Anthony Taylor's the referee for the Chelsea-Arsenal game. I'm happy that Anthony Taylor's the referee, but is Anthony Taylor going to help us? Maybe not. Maybe he'll help Chelsea. It doesn't matter. Even though Anthony Taylor is an Arsenal fan, he will still help any team that is doing something like stupid. So if Anthony Taylor is on our side, then that's fine. But if he's on Chelsea's side, then I don't mind that. So let Anthony Taylor do his job.
Yeah. Now, facts. Big up to the chat. Big up. I don't know kind of what angle we're going here. I don't know whether it's whether you're having a bit of playful fun. I don't know whether it's just me missing the joke. I don't know. Do explain. I'll read it as if it was just a whatever. But we're saying Pinocchio nose just grew longer. What we lying about? Please, may I have some more, sir? Yeah, sorry, I don't 100% get it, but big up to you. I'm sure you said it in good humour. Rewrite it in a normal chat. Don't super chat it, and then let me know what you mean, and we'll have a little chat. But big up to you, brother. Hope you're enjoying the show or whatever. And if you're not, and that was a little bit of a dig, well, that's just how we do here, brother. But big up to you nonetheless, man. We got Night Stalker. He helped Arsenal in the last two FA Cup finals beat Chelsea.
Yeah,
Facts.
That's right. Night Stalker. Anthony Taylor did help us to 2 FA Cup finals against Chelsea. So
we found some common ground as well with Fazili as well. This season, if we don't win it, it's the biggest failure because Teta has all the tools.
That's right.
We've finally got some common ground. That's what I was putting in the effort
Aaron,
for there.
By the way, Aaron, in the 2017 FA Cup, Victor Moses dived. That was a clear dive. It was a clear second yellow card. We don't need to debate about it.
Oh, yeah.
People say Anthony Taylor gave us. That was a clear second yellow. He just wanted to win the penalty. Anthony Taylor could see that he was diving.
I think it was the first one. Was it contentious? Was it silly, like a handball or something stupid? Or was it a nudge back? I can't quite remember. But yeah, the second one was definitely a dive. Yeah. I'm sure it was with Oxlade-Chamberlain, was it?
But the goal from Sanchez, that still gives me a bit of a gives me a bit of a thinking. Did Sanchez handball it when he scored that goal? Like I'm still having a bit of flashbacks from.
Yeah, that was a dodgy one, wasn't it? With the Ramsey, where he wasn't sure it was there, and I mean, it definitely hit his hand. I mean, there's no, or his arm, whatever you want to call it. There was no denying that. But what there was denying was, is I was in Wembley, absolutely going fucking mad. When that went in. So yeah, I'm all good for that. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind that. When they go for you, you know what I mean? It's all well and good. Big up to FC always, man. It's been a minute, geezer. David Raya's nothing but a glorified system player with far too many technical deficiencies. Wow, I'll get there in the end. Do you know? I don't mind David Raya. You know, I think he's been propped up as world class, and I definitely don't agree with that. I don't know whether him getting lobbed every 5 seconds now is by design, or whether it's him. He needs to kind of cut that out. But if you're a goalkeeper and you're a little bit off your line, I'd rather you at least have that as your weakness, knowing that you can just stand near your fucking line a little bit better than be absolutely useless with your hands or feet. But no, I don't sort of mind him. You know, I mean, he's okay. He's definitely an improvement on what we've had. I mean, that's for sure. With the Ramsdale thing, I think, you know, I think Arteta didn't really handle that great, the transition over, but he definitely got the decision right to replace him ultimately. But I think he had a bit of a stinker. That's where Mikel Arteta is such a poor man manager. He just couldn't handle the situation, which was double frustrating.
Aaron, if David Raya came out of his goal and the centre back needed help, then that's fine. You know, you come out your goal. If your centre back needs help, then that's fine. But you just can't get out your goal randomly every single time.
Well, Neuer will tell you that, won't he, on Wednesday? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Just, sometimes you just can't.
Maybe because Kimmich couldn't keep him, and I think maybe the Bayern Munich players needed help. Maybe they were like, Neuer, can you please come and help us? We need, to help stop this goal from happening.
This is what I wanted to bring on. Oh, sorry, go on, Quad. Carry on. Sorry, bud. I thought you'd finished.
No, it's just the fact that if David Raya keeps coming out of his goal, he's just going to get lobbed. I mean, like, you don't need to come out your goal. You can come out your goal if there's a free kick, or if there's an emergency. I don't know if his centre-back's under pressure. I don't know if he had a set piece and then someone clears it away and Chelsea are running for the ball. And if your goalkeeper, if a centre-back, I don't know, whatever player is, says, come on, help me, then that's fine. Boot it away, do something, but just don't control the balls too many times. I've seen him hold the ball too much. He just needs to stop that.
Yeah, but is it him? Is it Arteta?
Yeah, because
that's why I said, is it by design or is it him?
That's the thing. That's the thing that, again, this is why I said, I think, again, I'll say it again, our squad is damn good enough to go and win the league. It's on the manager. That's it at the end of the day. The Raya thing with the chips and all that, do you really think it's Raya or do you think it's Arteta? Because I don't remember Raya when everybody was hyping him up as the new signing for the goalkeeper. I didn't see that many highlights of him getting caught out that far up out of the box. So,
I know, but it's just common sense. It's just have some common sense.
Brother, again, it doesn't matter if it's common sense or not. If the manager is telling you to do something, you're going to do it. Again, it doesn't matter if it's common sense or not with that. We've seen it with all these other guys. Calafiori, it would be common sense for him not to be lining up as a secondary striker and leaving the left wing open, and leaving that side open. But he does it anyways because the manager tells him. So again, I hear you with what you're saying about common sense, but these guys are following what the manager's doing. Again, it's going to come down to what happens with the manager. I mean, the manager is the reason why intensity comes off. The manager is the reason why we show up for the big games against the Big Six. Again, the top Gooners have said for how many years now our record against the Big Six is very good. The Liverpool loss was the first loss that we had against the Big Six in how much time? It's always the fact that we take our foot off the gas when we play the second tier level of teams, when we play the Brightons, the West Hams, the Villas. Those are the teams that fuck us because we play down to their level. When we play down to their level, you open yourself up to screwing to complacency, and that's what ends up happening. So for me, again, this is down to Arteta. If Arteta goes here the way we're playing, and he says, "Well, Odegaard's back," as they go out to the left wing to cover for Trossard, we're going to go back to Odegaard. And if Odegaard is not playing the same way as Eze, then we're going to see points dropped because that's been the key for this team. Again, People want to talk about, oh, the team wasn't good enough in 22-23. Well, the funny thing is, if you look at the way that we've attacked, we're looking very similar to 22 and 23 right now. Quick action from the middle, get the ball out to the wings. The wings are closer to the goal anyways and are not playing as touchline wingers, and we're creating goals. So again, if the manager likes what he's doing, then don't change it. But if he comes back and he says, you know what, Gyökeres, you haven't worked out, even though it's his fault that Gyökeres hasn't worked out. And let's say, oh, well, Odegaard's back. He's the captain. He's going to go back in and Odegaard play the same way that you have. I won't be surprised if we bottle the league. And again, it'll come back to rearing its ugly head that Arteta's not the guy to do it. So again,
but here's the thing, people, like what you're saying, Johnny, like the buck always stops with the manager. The buck always stops with the manager, especially in this day and age, because at the same time, right, you know, him telling Raya what to do and, you know, like all of that shit. Yeah, I hear it. But at the same time, like, you know, even though the mentality mainly comes from the manager, but these players have got to step up as well. And to be fair, at this moment in time, they have. So the only one that can really fuck it up is Arteta. That's it. Not once have I called him Lego head, apart from using it as an example on stream. 2+ hours, I've not called him Lego head. How negative of me. How toxic and negative of me. Do you know what I'm saying?
He will be a Lego head if he doesn't win any trophy.
Look,
He'll be a Lego head if he doesn't win anything.
Well, yeah, but
I still call him Lego head because he looks like a Lego head.
I don't want to hear none of this shit. Like, because for me, right, we are at a point. Like I said earlier, I know I've been away for a while. You know, do what I've got to do. But like, the reason why I ultimately said League Cup is when I believe we win the League Cup. I believe this team can win the league and might even win the Champions League because they've proven they can get over the line. Now, whether
they need it as a platform,
exactly. Yep. Jose Mourinho 04-05. Pep Guardiola, what was it? 17-8? No, maybe not 17-18. 18-19, I think. Was that his first League Cup win? Or was it 17-18? Where he bought the full fullbacks or whatever. But when Pep won the League Cup, that got them over the line for the league. Yeah, they didn't win the Champions League and all that, but again, like Johnny said earlier, it took them years, you know, of getting to semis, you know, and then like trying to, you know, they got to the 21 final. They should have won that, but they didn't. You know, they didn't turn up on the night. It is what it is. Chelsea have the pedigree. So we're at that point now. We're at that crucial point where how are we going? Right. How are we going to win the league if we can't even win the League Cup when we've been in 2 semi-finals in the space of 4 years, whatever? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the time is now. Maloko settings, the time is now. Yeah. You will never get a better opportunity.
With the greatest of respect as well, Nats, though, we're twisted. Bubba's a Crystal Palace FC fan. We've got them at home. We know that Crystal Palace have really become a good team over, you know, the last year or so. I mean, that's undeniable. They're the holders, for crying out loud, of the FA Cup. I think they've been fantastic, and it will be a difficult game whatsoever. You know, I'd have really thought, considering other competitions, if we'd have had them at Selhurst Park, I may have sort of thought, oh, maybe that might be a stretch, depending on if he was going to play a full team there and still play full teams in Champions Leagues, etc., etc. I think with the fact that we've got Crystal Palace at home,
that's a tough
I think
game,
we can probably afford. Oh, it's still a very tough game. Very, very, very tough game.
Either way, whether it's home or away, Aaron, like the fact that we
probably should be expecting to get. And I think Twisted. That's no disrespect. I think it's fair to say. I think if Arsenal at home, we're probably expected to make it to the semi-finals. It's going to be hard, 150%. You know, I'm not saying that. 100%. But being that home draw, I think you've got that little, you know,
it'll be out of advantage.
If it was at Selhurst Park, I'd, you know, probably be thinking, yeah, man, that is going to be a very, very, very tough game. But
it's a
tricky one. But you know, you expect to send in the semis to get to a final, even though Natster, to get to a final. You know, we haven't managed to do that since winning the FA Cup. You know, we haven't managed to get to a final.
That's where we need to get to. I agree.
Exactly right. I'm totally with you.
That's a fact.
You know, even like let's say we beat Palace, and it will be tougher than when we played them last year or last season. Rather,
Yep.
Newcastle, we played Newcastle, yeah.
Tougher, yeah. And they won the FA Cup that season, so it will definitely be harder. But at the same time, you know, these players and even this manager is starting to realise slowly but surely, like, hang on, there's something special here. Even with the few players that, even some of the other players, like, you know, like people look at Odegaard and it's just like, even I'm sure the players as a whole, other than like the Calafioris and all of that, are just like, Odegaard, you ain't all that, mate. You're all right, but you ain't all that, like, on the ball, and you ain't done enough, especially as a club captain. Yeah. But even in spite of that, we can still beat a Palace, home or away. Will it be tough? Of course it will be tough. The semi-finals will be tough, especially if we play Man City, because Man City have got more chance of winning the League Cup than they do the league, even though they have a chance of winning the league. And they've done it before. They haven't done it before. So my thing is, we win the League Cup, that shows intent and mentality to get us further ahead. And then because the League Cup is around late March time, that's crunch time. Going into April.
It was early March, wasn't it?
It might be mid.
Yeah, I think
it might be March.
Either.
But don't forget that the top Gunners will say, "Stop celebrating. You've been questioning Arteta. You don't deserve to celebrate. You've never backed Arteta. How dare you do it?"
I care about club winning. That's all. Sorry, right?
Yeah.
I care about football club winning. That's all I care about. I don't care who the manager is. I don't care who the assistant coach is. I don't give a fuck who the set piece coach is. I definitely don't give a fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who's even on our board. But at the same time, deliver on the goddamn pitch. Don't give me none of these bullshit excuses saying, "Oh, the ref was against us. Oh, we got the biggest and best squad in the league, one of the best in Europe, if not the world." Right? Yeah. There's no excuse not to go for every single major trophy, which is the League Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, and Champions League. We should be going all out, just like Liverpool and just like Man City. We're at that point now. We have to deliver, and for me, winning the League Cup shows intent. And even the scrubs, like Donkey Havertz, bro, Odegaard, and all these other fringe players, the Jesus that need to be binned, etc., etc. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the Calafioris, and yes, Marino's playing a bit better, but as a midfielder, nah, I don't want to ever see him play there again. Even them kind of players will raise their levels, and Marino kind of already is starting to, even though he's not been getting the goals, but he's been playing well. But imagine we win the League Cup at that point in the season, mid to late March, or might even be early March, whenever it is, right? Then we get into the crunch time in April. We do well in April, we weather the storm, then we're into May on the home straight. When was the last time we can generally sit here and say, people, that we've been entering May on the home straight, already with a League Cup? I'd be like, you know, it's happening, people. Like, you know, the league is within touching distance. Champions League, we're in the semi-finals, might even be in the final. It could go either way. FA Cup is on the horizon. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there is options, but apparently, I just want Arsenal to lose because I hate this manager. No, prove me wrong. I've said this before, and I know, Johnny, you disagree with me. If he wins the Champions League, I would be willing to give him one more season, but I understand if people are just like, leave on a high. And to be honest, let's say, for argument's sake, we get to the Champions League final, we don't win it, but we've won the league and we've won the League Cup. Maybe have won the FA Cup, or maybe haven't, give or take. Yeah, let's just fuck it. Let's just say League Cup.
Get another year after that. If he wins the league, he gets another year. For me,
but here's the thing, Aaron. Here's the thing.
Done for me. You've got to be able to defend it for me, especially the league title.
For me,
you've earned the right.
In terms of staying, if he wins the Champions League, he can stay another year. But for me, the amount of money that he spent, he doesn't get another year for me. And what I would do if I was Arteta, I'd be like, okay, I finally got over the line in the league. I won the League Cup. Leave on a high while your prestige, while your like rating is right up there. Do you know what I'm saying? You're in demand, so to speak. Leave on a high. Do what Wenger didn't do. Leave after a league title, like what Fergie did. Leave after a league title.
Yeah, he knew that was the end of an era, though, didn't he? With the aging squad, etc. That was the perfect time to leave, wasn't it? Really.
Like, to be honest, even if Arteta wins the Champions League and the league, as an example, or just wins the Champions League, I still think he should leave on a high after that. But I don't think he will. If he wins the league and doesn't win the Champions League, doesn't win the FA Cup, but wins the League Cup, or even doesn't win the League Cup, does an Arnie slot like he did last season and just wins the league, I would just be like, do you know what, mate? All right, you finally got over the line, but if you still want to keep your prestige, I would leave. I don't think it's going to get better with you in charge. I think this team is ready for someone else, for a Luis Enrique to take it to the next level, as an example.
Yeah.
And there are other managers, do you know what I'm saying? Up and coming, like Matthias Giselle. Who knows?
Who knows? I mean,
we'll just have to see.
That's the time will tell. Just quickly, I'd let everyone know, David Speaks Football. He's an absolute geezer. You can see by his picture, he's a Man United fan, but he's not a knobhead Man United fan. He actually talks properly about football. He's not one of the fans that should go, just back Ineos, just back the absolute falling down Old Trafford, just back the team. he talks like us about his team. Do you know why? Because he's got fucking standards. And he sets that standards for every other team. And I've been on a few shows with David Speaks Football, and he's a bloody good lad. So if anyone's in the chat, yes, he's a Manchester United fan. Yes, they are the big enemy. But you know what? If you want to listen to a Man United geezer that does speak a good bit of fucking football knowledge and can actually assess it based on not just little love and hope and go sub to David Speaks Football, man. He's a geezer. If you lot beat Spurs, Bayern, Chelsea, after the narrative was you lost Gabriel and you're in trouble. That's unbelievable, really. And I give you hope on Arsenal. And I really give up hope, sorry. I'll start speaking English in a minute. And I really will give up hope on Arsenal bottling it, to be honest with you. Yeah, the man, like, I can't think who it was, Dave, who said it on ours. There's a couple of people coming out the woods and saying, if you beat Chelsea, for me, that'd be match day 13. For me, that will also still be that tiny little bit soon. I mean, listen, let's not get it twisted. I'm not going to sit here and say to you, Arsenal won't be in an unbelievable position. Arsenal will be in a fantastic position. You beat Chelsea, and especially when you compound that week, like you said, the Spurs, Bayern, and Chelsea, where really everyone was looking over at Arsenal and thinking, and Arsenal fans were looking at Arsenal and thinking, well, this is a fucking week and a half. Let's see how you get through these 8 days. If you get out of it with a 4-1, a 3-1, and a who knows win, then yeah, obviously there's cause to be a little bit more upbeat. But for me, that's all I'll be, is that little bit more upbeat, that little bit more optimistic. But I definitely won't be sort of thinking, yeah, it's done, or it's if we'd have won the league 2 years prior, or we'd have won some silverware in between this league, I'd have gone, well, we have shown that this team can win. So maybe I'd be, again, that little bit more upbeat, especially, obviously, like I said, if that last game of the season would have won the league, I'd have gone, do you know what? In this scenario, yeah, I fancy Arsenal this year. I'll probably be speaking with chest after that Chelsea game. Do you know why? Because I've seen this manager and this team win the league before. So I'd have that chest in confidence that, wow, we're looking great now. And also with the pre-knowledge of knowing that this team with this manager can get over the line when the tough gets going. Unfortunately for Arsenal, and it's a real unfortunate thing, man, we just haven't been able to do that. So, that lack of getting over the line, that lack of success and the constant failure leads me to just have that little bit more, I will sit on the side of caution feeling. And I think that's absolutely fine to do so. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own different little line and time that they cross their line. For me, it's probably going to be a little bit later in the season, but yeah, I can totally sort of see from a rival looking sort of inwards. That's why I was quite interested to read this one out. A rival looking inwards probably does look very rosy for Arsenal, but when you've been hurt like us and you don't feel the hurt, you laugh. You've laughed at us for the last 5 years of bottling it. We've suffered, So yeah, it's a totally different dynamic. But big up to Dave, man.
But it's way too.
Well, he's a cool guy. He's a geezer. Trust me. Chat is one of the better ones. So yeah, I mean if you think fuck him, he's Man United, it is what it is. But there's that party that goes, you know what, he's a cool Man United fan. So I said, so give him a cheeky little subscribe. He's a nice guy as well.
I will say, going back on Gianni's point about Raya and if it's a Arteta way. I mean, if you're going to blame Arteta for the back passes or the Odegaards, the everyone else, we have to look at Arteta for the Raya plays as well. It can't be a single thing. It needs to be across the board. That's the one thing. You can't just pick and choose when you're going to blame Arteta.
Yeah.
100%.
And the second thing is
I hear
the Carabao Cup, 22nd of March, right?
Okay, so
it's the 22nd.
Yeah, late March.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Natster, hands held up, bruv. I thought
I
it
didn't
was
know
early.
when the day was. To be honest, Aaron, to be fair,
thought it
I
was
didn't know
early.
when the day was either. But even if it was mid to early March, for argument's sake, even if it was when the League Cup final was going to be on the date it was going to be held at, right? I would still say the same thing. I'm still standing on it because once this team has shown they can get over the line and it's been proven,
that's fine.
garner success, camaraderie, etc., with the likes of Chelsea and Man City, even Liverpool to a degree as well, especially in recent times. If this team can get over the line, I'll be confident in terms of winning the league, as long as this manager doesn't make these bozo-ass decisions. But again, that's probably why Gabriel Jesus has walked through the door on the calma thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Just relax. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why Berto was here to buy the key players.
And Michele as well. What did we see in the Bayern Munich game, people? What did we see? We saw Mikel Arteta take off Bukayo Saka. He wasn't injured. I know he's still recovering from that grade 3 turn. He's going to be the same again. But he still took him off. He could have easily and he 90 minutes. I thought Zubimendi should have come
off. But he won't do that in the next game. He won't do it in the next game because he thinks that he's the cleverest and he knows everything.
Because he just wants to leave Saka out there to rot because he thinks Saka is the only one that could give him what he wants. But you can see that he's tired. He needs a break. But this manager doesn't want to rest him because he believes that Saka is the only one that could give him something to cheer for. But in reality, Saka is just like he's knackered. He's tired. He's limping around because when he was about to take the corner, he was walking to the corner flag, like looking all lumpy and ready and just like trying to take the corner. So if like from now on, Declan Rice should do the honors of the corners because his corners are way better than Saka's because he can like cross the ball much better than Saka because when it comes to Saka's corners, he can only do like a medium-sized kick which we saw against Bayern Munich when Timber got the first goal. So Timber for me this season has looked out.
Fulham as well when Trossard headed the ball in the net, a little flick on in the tap in with Trossard. I mean, let's be real. I just feel that the top goons are just gonna go, but Saka's better on the right because if we'd not scored them goals, we don't win the game.
We got Rook in here, man. How you doing, brother? I'm sure you're going to be disagreeing with everyone. How you doing? It's always good to have you on, though, man. Yeah, thank you very much for coming on. The difference of opinion.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Aaron. With regards to
Rook,
what?
Man. What are you saying, my brother?
With
Come on, you've got Arsenal... that bastard smile on your face, Rook. Don't start. Come on, don't start, Rook. Come on, man.
You know
don't
what?
Be a bastard. What we saying?
You know what? With Arsenal so far, so good. The one thing, obviously, I've liked from Arteta is I've seen, obviously, like Saka coming off from the 70th minute and the manager rotating Saka like better, like managing his minutes better. Because that's something we didn't do last season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he just needs to keep... Yeah, I think he just needs to keep doing that, like rotating, like managing players' minutes and rotating well.
Yeah. Look, listen, man. If he can do that, the thing is what he done against Bayern Munich was perfect, borderline perfect. It's what also us Arsenal fans have been asking for, kind of since the 22nd of December in 2019. That's what we've been asking for. Them sort of substitutions. And even in the game before, actually against Tottenham, he demonstrated how poor his substitutions are. Bringing Nwaneri on in the 92nd minute and leaving your Rices on and making subs very, very, very late. So
that's actually a bit mad. I'll be real. That's actually a bit mad.
Just quickly, and then jump in. How I sort of describe it is, whilst it's very nice to see that Mikel Arteta can make the correct decisions, the correct subs at the right time to bring the right personnel on to affect the game at the right time to get us the right points. I used this analogy on Shane's last night. it sort of smells a little bit of Shutter Island to me. You know, where you get all the way. It's all this little game, and finally, Mikel Arteta twigs it, and you think, yes, Mikel Arteta has absolutely sussed it now. Yes, and then all of a sudden, the next match day, you turn around and he's substituting players off in the 92nd minute and leaving Saka on for everything. And I just don't want him to be Mikel DiCaprio from Shutter Island. You know, I need him to actually fully learn from this. You know what I mean? He needs to genuinely learn from this and go, yeah, you know, maybe I am a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to substitutions. We've got 5 now, 5 substitutions to be made. And we've got some players that have come back, haven't really found their total form from real severe injuries. This squad, if we're going to go for more competitions than not, needs to be rotated adequately. And there's only one man that has that decision, regardless of anyone else employed at that football club. There's one man that makes the substitutions, and that is the manager. And when they go right and when they go wrong, there is only one man to blame it on. And for a large part of his career, it's been blamed on Mikel Arteta. However, he got him absolutely spot on against Bayern to an almost inarguable point.
Yeah, because when I saw Lewis Skelly,
Who do you think he'll do that against Chelsea?
One sec. Let Rook go, Quadra.
When I watched Lewis Skelly was having a tough game against was it Michael Olise that was giving him?
Continue.
Yeah, Michael Olise, and I like the fact that the manager took him off because that was looking like a long day.
Yeah,
and then he brought like Calafiori on, Noni on. Even though Noni, I still have like doubts about him as a player. Like Noni,
don't be so negative. What's going on?
I'm not No. But even though like Noni, I don't know what he's gonna turn out to be like. He made an impact and I'm grateful for that. He made an impact from the bench, got us the goal, and then we now killed the game off with obviously Martinelli, which was impressive. So we just got to keep the momentum going, and on Sunday against Chelsea, we need to try and get maximum points and put in a performance. If we were to lose against Chelsea, because I don't think it's impossible that we drop points. I don't think it's the end of the world, but it's a thing of how we react after that.
Yeah. I know.
That's what I want to see.
That's a fair point. We had the Sunderland game where we drew, and I asked the same question: how are we going to react? Are we going to piss around against Spurs and make it difficult? Are we going to drop points? How are we going to do against Bayern? Are we going to get back on that? Because we've seen Mikel Arteta over the seasons drop points in clusters. So yeah, absolutely. You know, I think we should be able to beat Chelsea. I reckon it's going to be quite a closely contested game. I mean, solely dependent as well. Well, not solely, that's unfair, but heavily dependent on what Chelsea turn up. If they turn up and they want it, it's going to be a very, very, very good, entertaining / intriguing game on Sunday. That's for sure. If Chelsea turn up that just nothing's clicking, I mean, Arsenal could run riot. You just kind of don't know. They are just last like a box of chocolate settings, isn't they? Do you know what I mean?
I think. And the thing is, I think with Chelsea, their team, for example, they can be architects of their own downfall in the sense of they can do something naive or like self-implode, whether it's a red card or like their goalkeeper just doing something stupid, whether it's playing out from the back under pressure or something like that. Because even though some Chelsea fans might say Sanchez has improved, I still think he still has mistakes in him.
He's shit, man. I'll just come out of it. Like I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, like because a lot of Chelsea fans. The funniest thing is they gaslit me into thinking he's that good, and they use stats. But come on, we can see it with our eyes, like the eye test.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Like, I don't deceive us.
Yeah, now 100, man. I want this question to Gianni, if that's all good with you, G. Question: what players have Arsenal outgrown and assembled? Saying in his opinion, it's Jesus, Havertz, Odegaard, Trossard, possibly even Saka, and Martinelli, possibly even Saka is lobbing out there, man. Now, what do you reckon? What you got to respond to that, G?
I agree with everybody on that list except Trossard, Saka, and Martinelli. I think when we actually play them in their proper positions, they show that they're good enough for the team. Odegaard, Jesus, and Havertz for me are the three guys that gotta go. I don't care if you take a loss on the sale because of how big the contracts are; they gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Saka.
I agree.
Saka is the same thing as what I said about Trossard. It's the same thing with what I've said about Eze. When Saka's playing closer off the corner of the 18-yard box as his starting position rather than as a touchline winger, Saka is levels different when he's closer to the net. Same thing with Trossard. When Trossard plays more centrally, you see what he's doing right now. He's getting goals and assists, and he's involved in the offense heavily. When Martinelli gets to play more center, he's 10 times better than being a touchline winger. Odegaard, I'm sorry, man. He's got to come. He's got to fight for his place now because as far as I'm concerned, when Eze's able to play in his proper position and not play that deep to help out the defensive, it's not even close. Eze's way better than Odegaard. Way better.
Yeah, of course.
Jesus is not. Jesus for me is shot. He's shot.
Is there anyone you'd add into that list, Gianni?
Into that list?
Yeah.
I would add.
Go on, yeah, that's it. That can be while everyone's having a little thought. Anyone? The only question is, who would you add into that list?
I think
and anyone can jump in.
It's tough.
The only other question is left back. Is the left back position? That's it. Yeah. Now, again, if Calafiori goes the whole rest of the season and he plays decent, then I mean, it is what it is. But besides that, I don't really think so. I mean, I know Fazili said
just
Ben
defensively
White,
sometimes shaky.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, Ben White, like the injuries have killed him.
Good, but you know what? He's good for a squad. So I wouldn't say get rid of Ben White just yet.
Yeah, but
he's a question mark for sure. There's a talking point there, isn't there?
Wait, Gian.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. I want to ask Johnny this question, right? Yeah. Do you think we could get better than Ben White, even as not a rotation, but as a second choice for Yuri and Timber? That would be my question. Because I think
where I was going with that was I'd rather have Ben White be a rotationary center back. I've never liked him as right back, if I'm being quite honest with you, because when we got him from Brighton, he played the right side of a 3, and then everyone said, oh, he can play right back. The problem is he gets caught out way too easily as right back. I don't think Ben White should ever be a right back again. A lot of times when Ben White is getting exposed and people are talking crazy about him is because he's getting pushed way too far up. I've said this. I think I said this on the last call-in show. My personal opinion is this. If you're going to let Calafiori or Lewis Skelly or whoever the hell it is play left back and run free reign all over the place, we should be playing a back line of 3 of Timber, Saliba, and when he's healthy, Magalhaes. And you have Zubamendi and Rice sit right on top. You let the left back go up and help him create with Eze, and you let the other 3 go straight on and attack. That, to me, is the best way that we can play. Rice is there to clean up in the midfield, win the ball back, give it back to Zubamendi, and put Zubamendi to start passing the balls out. And he has to play it fast as it is. I feel like
so. What, like a 5-3-2?
Who do you think the win backs will be?
No, 3 like a 3-2, like a 3
or 3-4, like 1-2 or something like that.
When we're in offense,
who's going to be the win backs then?
When we're in offense, we can do that. Defensively, we can play 4-2-3-1 because we drop the left back to the left back position. Yeah. But when we're in offense, we should be at least a 3 and a 2. There should be the 2 defensive midfielders sitting on top of the back line of 3. When you allow Calafiori or Lewis Skelly or even Hincapia, he should be the starting left back because Hincapia is bad tested. He won the league with Leverkusen going in and out of that in that 3-4-3 when he was covering for Grimaldo. So he can play what we're trying to do on the left back position with Calafiori and Lewis Skelly. And for me, I don't think Lewis Skelly should ever play left back again. He's strictly a midfielder. I'm sick and tired of seeing
but
that.
at the same time, I'm not sure Lewis Skelly has let his trade as a midfielder because he's a bit too rash.
But he's a bit rash at left back, though, is he not?
Bro, but here, he just had a 17-year-old. He just had a 17-year-old smack him up like it was nothing. And on top of that, when he went up against, everybody's talking about the running for a Champions League. I'm sorry, if Calafiori gets hurt and Lewis Skelly's the left back and he goes up against Varashelia again, we saw what Vada did to his ass last year. He's not a left back. He's not. The guy's
wait, Gian. I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, like you can't be completing every single position. To be fair,
you can't, but you have to try to.
Okay, I understand your logic. Like you have to try to. I understand that.
That's why I'm saying, for context, the right back is Timber. If you got to put Ben White out there to do a job for a game, okay. In my personal opinion, I don't think we should be doing that. I think Hincapié should be the left back. I think Mosquera and Ben White should be the two rotationary center backs, in my opinion. I'm not trusting Ben White to be a starting right back anymore. I'm just not. He doesn't have the pace, number one. And again, if he gets caught out, now you got to stretch defense. And I don't care how good the defense is. If you get stretched out and it's a counterattack where they got more attackers coming at you, the likelihood of a goal goes up. So for me, I'd rather put Skelly into the midfield because here, when you add Skelly into the midfield and what we were talking about with spending money, as far as what maybe we could do as far as that, to be fair, everyone's saying a left back. I would look at it as a rotationary right back. So you put Ben White as the other rotationary center back with Mosquera, because the two people I'm worried about the most for injury is Jurrien Timber and Declan Rice. If Declan Rice goes down, we got a problem, because Declan Rice is one of the best in the world at winning the ball back and resetting the plays. If he goes down, that defense is exposed. That's part of the reason why we got the best defense in the league, is the way that Declan Rice closes everybody down and gets the ball back for us. And same thing, if Jurrien Timber goes down, for me right now, Jurrien Timber is the best right back in the world. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says. I'm not listening to Chelsea fans talking about Reece James, because Reece James has been unreliable for injuries for a long time right now. And Hakimi is hurt right now. So beside default, it goes to Timber. You lose Timber or Rice, we got a big problem of going forward and winning. But for me, nah, man. Skelly should never play left back again. I don't care if he's rash. You know what? If he is rash, good. I want a rash midfielder that gets into people's heads. Again, the guy sucked, and he's nowhere near on the level of technical ability as Skelly, but everybody hails Gattuso as a great player. All Gattuso was rash, but he got into people's heads. You could use that with Skelly if that's what we're going to put him at. So for me, no. In my opinion, I think we should be simplifying all this shit. And like I said, we got the team to do it. It's on the manager at the end of the day. I have full confidence in this team when they're put in the right positions to win. It's the manager is who has got to get tested to see if he's ready to go and do this or not.
Do you think though, Gianni, that like having Ben White even as rotational like centre back is a risk? Because with the back three, I hear it. That's why we bought him. But he was playing a back three at Brighton. In a back two, even as rotational, I still personally don't trust him, even though he has lost a couple of yards, maybe 3 yards of pace in it. Like, whereas at right back, at least for a year, maybe two, but definitely a year, he was brilliant. You know, he's one of the best in the league. But I hear what you're saying, like to start at right back over Timber, hell no. But even with injuries, the problem with not having Jurrien Timber is like, would you put Mosquera there? Because I wouldn't. You know, there's not really many options that we have as a replacement right back.
No, and I agree. That's why I said that for me, if you were going to talk about...
I agree with you. Hincapié at left back, I'd much rather have, because defensively he's miles better than Calafiori. And he doesn't get... Well, I know he's had his injuries recently, but he wasn't that injured for Leverkusen, what was it, last season? Or the season before?
Either season. So, you know, for me, no, I hear you with what you're saying with White. I'm saying in a hypothetical world, if we were to add somebody in the wintertime, it would be a rotationary right back for me, and that's it, and go as is.
Right.
Because I want cover
Because the only way I would play Ben White at centre back is back three. That's all I'm saying, Johnny. Like if
no,
he's going to play
and like I said, the back three
be a back three.
No,
Otherwise,
the back. See, the thing for me is the back three is when you go into offense. When you go into offense, Timber and everybody should swing over to where you have a central three when we have the ball offensively. Listen, Rice looked good bringing the ball up, but in my personal opinion, I want to cut down the amount of mileage that Rice has got to run this year. I don't want to see Rice bringing the ball up, in my personal opinion. That's why we got a guy like Eze to play the number 10 and to do those quick passes and get us running forward and attacking the box. I don't want to see Rice doing that. The farthest I want Rice to see going forward is 20 yards off the 18-yard box, so that if a ball comes out, if we cross a ball in and it's headed out, he's instantly on it and we get to keep attacking and keep applying the pressure. I don't want to see Rice running into the box like that. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I want as minimal amount of miles for him, because he is, for me, right now, him and Timber are fighting for the MVP of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they've been the two best players that we've had so far, at least in my opinion. Eze, now that he's playing in his proper position and he's not playing an 8-10, he's just playing a solid 10. I think that's a huge thing. But for me, I don't know. That's the reason why I'd rather see that. Yeah.
Brian, I don't know if I recognize the screen name or whether I recognize anything like that. I don't know. I thought I'd jump you on, mate. What we saying, bruv?
Well,
quick cheeky puff of a cigarette. He's gonna play it cool.
What's up, buddy?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Just here to listen. It sounds like you guys are talking about football.
Yeah, but you're not here to listen. You're here to talk. Come on, man. It's your say. What you saying, bro?
I'm saying hello, peace and love, peace and love.
Well, I mean, I'd rather peace and love.
Hi,
you know what I mean?
Brian's on fire. I hear it. I hear it, man.
You guys want to chop it up and talk some politics and get really argumentative, or we can keep it friendly.
I mean, that's not the general gist of it. But I mean, if you've got something to say about Arsenal, I'd love to hear it, my brother.
I got nothing, man. I got nothing to say until I have something to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. I mean, well, you can float around there for a little bit if you want until you find something to say. You're you're more than welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I'm assuming that's not a cigarette in your hand either. No problem.
Of course it is. It's a fag.
Yeah, never mind. That's what us Brits call it. But listen, man, we let me go back to one of these chats, right? That we had assembled say earlier.
Oh yeah,
and it was a Champions League question. Yeah, and I was quite intrigued in this one, man. Do you think we've peaked too early, almost like a Liverpool, what they did last year? Do you think we've peaked too early in the Champions League or not?
I don't think we have. I think it's a case of, look, we got Gabriel injured. He's the main one that starts week in, week out, that's been injured at the moment, that you could look at and just be like, and Gyökeres. So him and Gyökeres. I know Gyökeres hasn't massively hit the ground running yet, but again, like I mentioned earlier, we play to his strengths, like we're doing with everyone else. Martinelli playing centrally, not as a touchline winger. Declan Rice doing less running. I'm fully on board with that. That's where we need to be. Then I look at it and just like, let's see what we do after January, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? If we get rid of like Jesus, I don't think Havertz will go until the summer. Odegaard's going to still be here for the rest of the season, even though I want him to go. But but again, he's club captain. It is what it is. But like for me, I think we're at that point now where we're going to qualify automatically. We might be top, we might not be, but we're definitely going to qualify automatically for the next stage. We're going strong in the league. Quarterfinals of the League Cup. I think we'll do enough to beat Palace, even if it's by a goal. I still think we'll have a good amount. Especially when it comes to we've bolstered the squad. FA Cup starts in January as well. I want to see us get past the fourth round on that, because if Arteta doesn't get past the fourth round of the FA Cup, it's problems. I know the games will be building up, still being 4 competitions, and that's difficult. But we need to start keeping this run going, and then when we get to sort of like March time with the League Cup, win that, and then we can really kick on.
Yeah, I actually want to start with winning the Carabao Cup first, just to give these players a feel of what it means to win, so that it can now prepare our season.
Exactly.
Because we know, you know, the funny thing is, yeah. And I only saw the Wenger era. I never saw the George Graham era, but I know the George Graham era. We haven't won the domestic cup since the George Graham era.
93, bro.
Yeah, but I
bro.
need to see that because the George Graham era. People say Arsenal burn, but they should get like have they heard of George Graham? Come on, 1-0 to the Arsenal.
We need to win that League Cup. I've been saying it. Winning mentality. If it's good enough for Jose Mourinho, if it's good enough for Pep Guardiola, it's good enough for us. I'm sick and tired of these fans dissing the League Cup. They're also dissing the FA Cup. The same FA Cup that gave this manager time. This is why he's still here.
Yeah, of course.
If Arteta didn't win the FA Cup, albeit during COVID, he would not be here. Even the most staunch Arteta fan, supporter, whatever, follower, could not tell me dead in the eye and be like, this manager will still be here if we didn't win the FA Cup in 2020. Go win the League Cup. Go win the League Cup, and then we'll see this team thrive. As long as this manager keeps doing what he's doing, not making these bozo-ass decisions, when he's under pressure, not making 1 or 2 subs, mainly 1 in the 90th minute like he did against Sunderland, then we'll see. But yeah, win the League Cup and let's push on. That's where I'm at. Yeah. See what we do in January. Sell Jesus. Well, it'd be difficult to sell Havertz now, but get rid of a few other players.
It'd be difficult to sell Havertz, period. Do you know what I mean? With 280k a week on his
it's going to be hard
on Jesus and Havertz for sure. But we need to get them off the wage bill, man. 100%.
Yeah, 100.
Odegaard's going to still be here by the end of the season. I know that.
So if we now sell Odegaard,
Rook, and then we'll go Jamboy, yeah.
So if we now sell Odegaard, are we gonna buy a
legend, brother?
Nestor, big up everybody on the
page. Oh yeah, big up
Love always, man.
Wait,
what a guy this is. What a guy this
weekend, guys.
Pleasure, brother. I'll catch you on the old WhatsApp.
Yep. Cheerio.
So if we actually sell Odegaard, then really and truly are we not buying a replacement for him because I'm guessing the club feel we might have a replacement internally in the form of Wanere or Max Dowman.
Yeah, I mean we can definitely go that route, internal solutions, or because I think for me, Ez is like the number 10. He has to start.
Yeah, and then maybe have like Max Dowman, maybe either Wanere as the understudy.
Yeah, Ethan. The thing is with Ethan. No, that's a good point, brother. That's a good point because
and then we'll go to Jamboy. Yeah.
No worries. Big up Jamboy, by the way. But like, yeah, Ethan can play on the right, but he's more of a number 10, like you said, understudy to Ebery Eze, right? Yeah. Max Dowman can play on the right, but I believe he can play number 10 as well because technically he's that good. I don't care if he's 15 going on 16. I've seen enough on technical ability. I've seen enough. He needs to play a few more games. Granted, I'm not expecting him to play every single game. I wouldn't do that myself. But I would still bring him on like 15, 20 minutes in certain games. Like, for example, when we face Palace next month, mid-December, yeah? I want to see Max Dowman get at least 20 minutes. I don't think he'll start, but I want to see him get like 15, 20 minutes. For example, I want to see Ethan get 45 minutes. He might start, he might not. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we go with the Saka, like our strongest team, because you know, to win the League Cup, at least at this point now, we need our best team to do it.
Yeah, at least go with 5 or 6 of your main big hitters.
I go with more, bro. I go with more because even though we beat them last season, I think Palace, even without Ebery Eze, because of the manager that they've got, and they won a trophy last season, they won the FA Cup. It's going to be a tougher game because Jesus scored was it a hat trick? He scored a hat trick in that game when he weren't scoring for shit and he just turned up. We can't rely on that, but I don't think we'll need to rely on that because of the options that we have. even with the injuries and we got players coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't know how long Gabriel's going to be out for. It might be like till next year, Havertz, etc. Like, you know, but we'll
it's gonna be January, isn't it? That's it's gonna affect him at some stage in January. How far deep into Jan we don't know. What I will say though, Rook, my brother, we want to welcome Jan boy onto the chat, man. Big up, brother.
Yes, welcome.
Yes, how are you doing, my man? I don't know how much you've listened to or what you know what we're talking about, but
I'll just come on here. I'll just come on here and see. I'll come in and look through and see you a red dot and see you was live. I didn't get a notification though, mate. I don't know why.
No, YouTube's just been YouTubing. Do you know what? I've decided to take the stance of I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to cry. The views are down and all this. So what, man? But I love the fact that we've still got people in there, man, and I love the fact that we've still managed to get a panel to talk, man. That's what it's all about.
I've got the notifications on as well for your channel, so it's definitely not mind.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? But you know what? I'm not going to sulk. I'm not going to cry. I've managed to get a few fucking. That's it. That's it, man.
I've come in and just say hello, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love to the people that have been here the whole time. Do you know what I mean? And love for the panel that are in here. You know what I mean? We've even got another new guest, Dave, who don't know anything about football. He just likes to get stoned on screen. Hello, Dave.
I'm working on my British accent. I'm working on my British accent, yeah. I'm working on my British accent, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might be one of the shittest British accents I've ever heard, Brian. But you're stoned, so I'll let you off.
Well, you know, when they kick the ball, it's important. It's important that soccer. You play soccer. Soccer doesn't play you. You see.
Yeah, and I mean David Brent tactics there, 150%, man. Do you know what I mean? But no, listen, jump.
And then Wrexham, and then the governor, then.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then that, and then you got one more. What say? Have one more quirk, and then we'll say Talar. One more.
Well, I say it's right. It's a right good fun, and cheerio.
You enjoy yourself, mate. Take care of yourself, bud. All the best. Well, do you know what? He weren't horrible, was he? He was just come on. He's having his little laugh, and I thought, do you know what? That's what it's all about. If someone wants to come on, they can do it. No, I said Salah, but we agreed to go, my boy. But fellas, you know what I mean? He come on, he was in his headspace. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries. No, it's
quite cool. Do you know what I mean? Big up to the Brian, aka Dave, aka worst English accent I've ever heard in my life. Big up to you, brother. Jam boy, man. Come on. So there's so many sort of things I can round off. Where are we as Arsenal? Do you want to answer this question? Do you think we've peaked too early? And what's your assessment of the season so far? Do you reckon we'll beat Chelsea? I mean, you say and start wherever the fuck you want, man.
I've been quietly impressed actually with how we've been doing, like more recently than I mean at the start, because the Liverpool game that fucking pissed me right off. That did. The City weren't much better, but I honestly I said it yesterday on Rashid's channel. I honestly think the difference this season is Andre Berta and our squad depth from the bench, because if you go through every position in our team, if somebody's not playing, the person that's not the starter that's coming in, I'm comfortable with. You know, if Timber, for me, Declan Rice is the most important player in this team. He's the only one. If he goes down or gets injured, or he leaves him out to rest him, I think we'll be a lot weaker. I think he just gets around the pitch too much. He gets stuck in. Who's that? Oh, Nashi. Yeah, what, mate?
Big up now.
But in terms of Zubimendi as well, I just want to talk about him. I think
man. You crack on, say what the fuck you want, mate.
Yeah, cheers, man.
I
think Zubimendi, like the last few games, has been doing a lot of good stuff off the ball as well as on the ball. But I think he's giving Rice the freedom to play the way he's playing, and that's why he looks better in the 8 this season than he did last season when Zubi weren't there. So I think Zubimendi has been a good signing. I still don't think he's been outstanding, but I think he's getting better each game. I think he is getting there. But yeah, no, to be honest with you, I've got to give Arteta his flowers. I've got to give him his flowers. He's. I think that what game was it? The game after the City game, was it Newcastle? 2-1 we won. Since then, including that game, I think
it might have been Forest.
Well, no, that might have been after Liverpool. Was it the Newcastle game?
No, Newcastle was a bit after that because, like, we played like Liverpool, then we played City, and then I think we played Forest in the league.
It might have been Forest then. It might have been Forest.
I think it was Forest. What was it?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0. That was it. Yeah, 3-0.
Yeah. I think. Well, since that point,
because he scored 2 bangers. Yeah.
Because he went defensive, Liverpool, and then he went defensive at home to City as well.
Yeah, disgrace.
And then from them 2 games, since then, he seems to have thought, right, we're gonna go. And when we went away to Newcastle, we beat Nottingham Forest at home, but when we went away to Newcastle, we didn't lock up. We sort of went for them.
Yeah, we went for them, didn't we? We did. That was almost the third game, wasn't it? After the City one, where it was like you had the Liverpool, you had the Man City, and then it was like if you go to Newcastle and play and set up in the same style, you're going to get beat. And I think he sort of went, if I put Mourinho, Zubamendi, and Rice in there. This is just going to be.
This is what I've been saying, people. This is what I've been saying.
What I liked is he decided to be more proactive in that Newcastle game, the attacking football that we played in the 2022-2023. Even like I just expect Arteta to release the handbrake a bit more in the second half of the season. If he decides to play like a little bit. Like
why in the second half of the season? We're not even finished in the first half yet. Why then?
The reason I say that is because like I'm looking at it from the perspective of not like having a lot of the players burn out and stuff like that.
But that comes with squad rotation, though, doesn't it?
Okay, yeah. I hear that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. No, my man made a very good point, right? I'm all for rotation, but at the same time, this manager has to realize, like what you were saying, Jan Boy, earlier about like we were playing, and you saying Aaron as well, like we were playing defensive against Liverpool. We lost the game. If he took the handbrake off of that, we would have won it. Even if it was by a goal, I know we would have won it. Against City, played the dirty. Yeah, no worries, brother. City played the dirtiest low block I've ever seen. That was reminiscent of City in the early noughties when we were slapping them 5-0 at Highbury and all of that. 5-0 and shit like that, you know. And then Arteta after that point, you know, Gabriel Heinz was still trying to find his feet. And because there's a reason why I've mentioned his name again, is because you've seen it in the last, since the Bayern Munich game especially, you're seeing the influence of Gabriel Heinz now on Arteta. It's not just AirPod Albert, in it. I think he's got tired of him, and he's got tired of Arteta. Whatever, it is what it is, and the set piece coach. So now Gabriel Heinz, a new voice in his ear, but you can tell Mikel Arteta respects Gabriel Heinz's opinion a lot more because he's played at that level, similar to like, to be honest, he's played at a higher level than even Arteta has, so he knows. You know, Arteta ain't doing all of this, like, you know, trying to land planes at the fucking carpet. Do you know what I'm saying? All he needs to do, right, is he just needs to keep this run, you know, going. And
momentum.
About like Zubamendi, the momentum. The things with Zubamendi, I want to make very, very crystal clear. Very good player. Yes, it's his first, half a season coming up at the moment. But my issue is, if he doesn't get the protection when he's on the ball and he doesn't have the time and space, he has to release it quicker. Yeah. Not just in the Premier League, but in the Champions League. Against Bayern Munich, against that level of opposition, yes, we beat them, cool, but he will get caught out again. That Tottenham goal that they scored was not a one-off. Yes, the goal was mad, but if he persists with Zubamendi, yes, I understand why he's in the team. You know, he gives Rice more freedom to bomb forward. I hear that, but Rice needs a bit more of a rest, and so does Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka needs way more of a rest. But back to Zubamendi, when you're under pressure, and this is fundamentals, this is any league at any level, you give the ball to the next available player, wherever they are, and you make that decision like that. You don't dither on the ball. don't think you have all the time in the world because you think, oh, you're this good player and all of that. Yeah, he's on 75k a week. You know, if I was him, I would sack his agent, but that's by the by. If you want a bigger contract, mate, you got to be releasing the ball quicker. Not just when you have a bit of time and you play it forward. And he's played some good passes this season. You know, he's got some goals, cool. But like you said, Jamboy, he ain't been great. He's been decent. He's been all right overall, but he ain't been great. You know what gets him to good level? Not even great level, to good level. Release that ball quicker.
100%.
Even if it goes all the way back to the keeper, I'd rather that. I'd rather him play the game knowing that he doesn't have all the time in the world. You're not playing number 10 Mesut Ozil. Yeah? You're not doing the Dennis Bergkamp. You're doing the number 6. You're doing the Xavi Alonso. What did Xavi Alonso do, yeah? When he was a player? Fuck what he's done as a manager. What did Xavi Alonso do as a player? Whenever he got the ball, he kept it ticking over, releasing the ball quickly. And the fact that he released it quickly meant that he was able to play more forward balls, more diags, than passing it sideways and backwards.
He always played the right ball.
Yeah, if you're dithering on the ball, you either play it sideways, you only have time to play it either sideways, or if you take way too long, which is what I've seen him do,
you get caught out.
Yeah, gets caught out if he's not willing to play it backwards.
Mendy, he seems to take one touch too many.
Pause.
Yeah, and 1 second too long. You know, but he's got to get
where
that
he's adjusting
out
to
his
the
system.
league.
Difference, man. At the highest level, at the elite level, it makes all the difference. Release that ball sooner. This is what I want to see from him next year. The second half of the season, especially going into the last quarter, if he can release that ball, especially in the league, but also in the Champions League in the latter stages, quick like that. You're not at Real Sociedad. You're not in Kansas anymore, kid. Yeah, release that ball quicker. Go up levels, and you will start seeing him ping this ball left, right, and centre. Because that's what we bought him for. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a very good player.
No, he's technically
we haven't
good.
Quite seen that yet. A couple of goals doesn't fool me. Yeah, if he scored a couple of bangers, cool. Against Forest or whoever, that's fine. But in terms of all-round performance, we need to see that. Eberezer started off a bit slowly. Now he's not only getting the goals, but his performances have skyrocketed. We need to see that from Zubimendi because he's not injured at the moment. I'm sure when Gyökeres comes back, he'll be itching to get on that pitch. Get them goals, bro. We're starting to play a little bit more how
we bought him for.
I owe Eze a bit of an apology, really, because on the stream the other day, I was before the Tottenham game. A couple of days before it, I said he was on fraud watch. And
but to be fair, you was within your right to.
I stand by what I said, but I'm glad he did what he did because now he's not, and I wanted him to do. I want him to do well. I like Eze. I wanted him to the club. I badly wanted him. But when he banged that hat-trick in, that was it. Right? Okay. Well done, mate. That's what I wanted. Standard.
You're hoping welcome to Arsenal, innit? You know, the official welcome to Arsenal.
I was over the moon for him.
Started against Liverpool, but
over the moon for
100%.
That's and he didn't play too bad against Bayern either. He done all right.
No, he done very well. Yeah. He done very well. He got the final assist. If that was Odegaard, that goal doesn't happen. That third goal doesn't happen. Because
if that was Odegaard, 3 goals don't happen against fucking Tottenham.
And Eze,
you know what I mean? He probably wouldn't have even tried shooting in 2 of them. Like he wouldn't have. He'd have controlled it back and waited to lay it off either to the side of him, but most likely backwards.
But this is the problem when you haven't had a competition for so long. Now Odegaard has that competition. He has to step up because trust me, even if we are successful this season, Berta could easily turn around and be like, "Look, mate. You're club captain, you're on 240k a week. I expect you to be doing a lot better." And the manager needs to start saying this shit because if he don't, then Berta will. Michele, who's now our our head scout or whatever, Diamond Eyes, isn't it? Our new Diamond Eyes, yeah. He'll probably be saying the same shit. We've got fucking generals. Those 2 generals is exactly the reason why we have more of a chance of winning shit this season. It's competition, it's standards, the frigging standards, let's frigging go, guys, and all of that shit, yeah? This is what we need.
Praying Declan Rice stays fit all season.
Yeah, competition for places. The only downside would be a Declan Rice, which is why when we had that conversation like an hour or so earlier, like getting rid of like a Jesus and a few other players, yeah, like I don't know, like I wanted to get rid of Zinchenko, I wanted to get rid of we got rid of Kivy or whatever, like rather than loaning them out with an option to buy or whatever, just sell them, get the wages off the bill, so it will give us a little bit more money to get in like a Ruben Neves.
Wait,
for example, hang on, if Declan Rice goes down, but we bring like a Ruben Neves as an example, or Sergei Milinkovic-Savic in January, he can fulfill that role, and it takes a lot of unnecessary pressure off of Zubimendi as well, because you got a seasoned professional, either two of them players in midfield, rather than having a Skelly who's technically sound, but he hasn't played in midfield for us really. You know, he's filled in those spaces, but it's coming from left back. He's not starting, left 8 or whatever. It's just, we need to keep it simple, guys. That's all I'm saying. We need to keep it simple.
I'll tell you a player who I would like us to sign, and I've liked him for quite a while. It cost a fortune, though. Is that Carlos Baleba?
Oh, Baleba.
Yeah, I think he's brilliant. He's only 20 and all. It costs a bit of money. Might cost
you reckon
60, 70 mil. I don't know if
we might not have had
Zubimendi
or something like that, and outlaid in them sort of ish positions, then I could, you'd be sort of dreaming about him. I can't, because we've spent like money on Zubimendi's and Mikel Marino's, and
do you know who I wanted? Yeah, sorry, Aaron. Just very quickly. Do you know who I wanted?
By the way, Rodgers.
Rodgers is a good shout,
mate.
Before we went to Monaco, Paul Pogba. Imagine Paul Pogba next to Declan Rice. Joe.
But that's romantic. That is, mate. That's just too romantic. The geezer ain't played a fucking bit of football. You can't expect him to come at an older age. I know what you.
But technically,
if you just get the reality of that, this isn't Paul Pogba from Manchester United or Juventus.
It would only cost a lot in wages. It wouldn't cost.
But you're talking about a guy that ain't played a kick of football to come in to a Premier League challenging team and hit the ground running in the most difficult and competitive league in there. If we're worried about how long it's going to take fucking Zubimendi or someone who's match fit, I don't know. Like, I know what you're saying. I just think it's too romantic a signing. Like
2 years out over a Zubimendi, at least at this point now. Maybe in a couple of years it will be different. But Paul Pogba's tech, no one can dispute that knows ball. No one can dispute that knows ball. Paul Pogba. And to be honest, he's not the same type of midfielder as Declan Rice as well. Imagine Paul Pogba getting pressured on the ball. He'll deal with it. He don't need to have the pace or, the athleticism that he used to have. The tech level alone. Whereas Zubimendi is great, but
is it there? What evidence have we got that it's still there, though? And then I'll agree with you. We can't go based on the assumptions and just start kicking a ball. What bite size have we got that Paul Pogba, after a lengthy layoff, etc., could still do it? I can see what you're coming at, by the way. Like, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, it's a fucking gamble and half.
Oh, it's definitely a gamble.
Yeah, Juventus Pogba, I would have taken all day long.
Yeah, but we got to remember this just isn't Juve. This is 30-plus-year-old. I haven't played in a year or two. Come back to the Premier League, the most demanding league of all.
The question
and hit the ground running. But just quickly, E20 zone.
Wait, someone
big up to you, brother. Just one second. We got E20 zone in the building. You're a legend. We absolutely not, but my geezer right here is. So if anyone likes a cheeky bit of West Ham, if any one of their family members are a cheeky West Ham fan, trust me, this guy puts out some absolutely unbelievable content, man. I had the pleasure of knowing him for nearly about a year now. To be fair, James, and what content is almost as good as the quality of geezer he is, and he's an absolute geezer. So yeah, help a brother out. Don't just help me out, but go out and give him a cheeky little sub as well, man. What an absolute geezer. And I hope you're well, my friend. Big up to you for being here, man. All good. And I'm glad to see West Ham. Yeah, it's not all as doom as glooming as it was, a month or 6 weeks ago, man. I'm glad things are at least looking a little bit better, and you're out that fucking relegation zone. But big up to you, brother.
My old man's West Ham, same as yours, Aaron.
Yeah. Same here. So I want to see him do well, man. Of course I do. You know, I don't want to see him go down. That's you know, as much as I'd enjoy the soul time, I'd wind up my man afterwards. I'd feel a little bit shit. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, so you know what I mean? It wouldn't be worth it, you know. So yeah, come on, West Ham. Don't fucking go down.
Yeah, you know what? With this whole someone mentioned, okay, they would want Belabor in terms of to provide us with competition. I don't mind Belabor, but my only thing with Belabor is that this season, I don't know what it is, but for some reason he's lost form this season. I don't know if it's a thing where he's been unsettled because of the United and whatnot. I don't know if that's affected his form because since obviously this season his form hasn't been so good for Brighton. It's not just affecting him at club level; it's affected him for his country, especially with like Cameroon.
Yeah, he's definitely not been as good this season in the Premier League as he was last year.
I think that's fair to say.
But he's still a great player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he looks a player.
He's only 20. Remember, he's only a 20. He's only a kid, man. So he's not a kid, but
the right player.
I think
a
midfielder in January, like to provide competition for Rice. But what about that guy in Sevilla? That guy. I think he's a Cameroonian, but he's a French under 21. But I think he's been an integral part of the Sevilla team.
Do you know? I can't think of the player that you're on about, but I think I might know the gist of a player you might be on about. Do you know what? Do you know what we need to sign? Someone like you know, like what Lokonga should have been. A 19-year-old that's apparently got the world. Yeah, someone like that. That's what we need, is someone to fill in that Declan Rice role, because
Norgard,
we all know that. Yeah, but we all Norgard. I mean,
I would have said Lavia. If you're talking that type of like position, I would have said Lavia before Chelsea got him.
I was going with that, obviously, but you know what I mean. Yes, that would have been where I would have sort of loved to have gone with it, minus the crippling injuries, of course. But do you know what I mean? And that sort of to keep it sort of an Arsenal, you know, like when we signed Lokonga, you think, all right, cool, it's a talented midfielder that can do that sort of job that's in that role. I wouldn't mind Fofana to go to AC Milan. I think he only went there for 15 million or something like that.
Monaco.
Yeah, I thought that'd have been half decent signing for the money.
Realistic. Guys, hang on. I've got another like more realistic, because the Paul Pogba's like, I just rate him and he's got mad tech, you know, still to this day. Yes, the legs are whatever, and he got his ban. But what do you think of JWP, James Ward-Prowse, even as like backup? Bearing in mind,
he's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. He wouldn't start, but he's better than fucking Norgard. He's
I'll go with that.
I'll go with that. I don't care if he's my height, 5'9", and he's definitely not got my build. But I tell you what, he can slap a free kick. So if Declan Rice is missing, and let's just say, for argument's sake, we had a James Ward-Prowse next to a Zubimendi and then Ebery Eza, we have a free kick, 30 yards, give or take, definitely 25 or 20. Put JWP on there. Slap. Bosh. Do you know what I'm saying? Just as an example. And Paul Pogba can take free kicks as well. But James Ward-Prowse, just say like, because is he still at West Ham at the moment?
Yeah, he's been dropped. I think what happened with Prowse was when Ward-Prowse went to West Ham, they sent him on loan to Forest when Nuno was there. Nuno, I think he had a falling out with Nuno, and Nuno sent him back to West Ham. 100%. They sent him back to West Ham early, and then Nuno's ended up West Ham manager. And as soon as he's got there, he said, "Right, Ward-Prowse, fuck off." You know,
and he wouldn't cost that much as well, Jam Boy.
He's another good shout.
Can I just say, big up, Suge, mate. Hope you well. Hope you're good, mate.
Douglas,
big up, Suge.
That's the
Wasn't he available for a loan? Like we said at the start of the season.
Palhinha was another one.
Palhinha was another.
Before he went to Bayern Munich, and now he's at Tottenham.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah. We should have nicked him off of Spurs as well.
Yeah.
100%.
Because he scores goals as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Palhinha, for me, I wanted him next to Declan Rice. He would have been if we had Palhinha instead of even not just instead of Zubimendi, but definitely instead of like a Norgard. for example,
100%.
I think we would walk the league. If we got Polinia instead of Norgard, even Zubamendi, and then like put Lewis Skelly in the midfield, I'd say we walk the league because
Norgard is
bullshit, bro.
I just hope that he has little to no contribution, really, other than coming on and giving someone a rest in a 4-0 victory, and solely for that.
That is the sole Arteta signing, Aaron. You know, it's one of them.
It's about as poor as it gets.
Put it this way: if we had have got Paolini from Bayern Munich instead of Norgard, the games that are coming up, like Brentford after Chelsea, I wouldn't have been as worried about resting Rice and bringing Paolini in as I would be resting Rice and bringing Norgard in.
Yeah. It'd almost be somewhat comfortable-ish.
Yeah,
like, obviously you're going to miss Rice, but
because Rice needs a rest at some point.
Yeah,
and it worries me because if you take, like I said, you take him out of the team, it's totally different because you ain't got that
100.
running back and forward, and
he's irreplaceable, isn't
he? He's an animal, mate.
Yeah. But that's
James.
That's why we talked about the midfield options earlier. Like we mentioned Ruben Neves, I mentioned Sergej Milinkovic-Savic as the more expensive options. Yeah, I mentioned Pogba, but besides that, James Ward-Prowse, I think, in terms of money saved, and he wouldn't cost that much even on the wages, what he offers dead ball-wise, yes, he's not the same type of player as Declan Rice. Of course he's not. But he looked after the ball well. I agree with you, Jamboy. He's a very good player on his day. And in terms of squad, I think he'd be good for us. He wouldn't cost an arm and a leg at all, and he takes pressure off of Zubamendi. He'll allow Zubamendi to do what he does and give him more time in a different way to Declan Rice, because James Ward-Prowse won't be bombing forwards. James Ward-Prowse will be dictating the play, but he can spray the balls here and there, but he'll also allow, when he gives it to Zubamendi, he can cover, because even though he's not the quickest, he has the positioning. You know, he has the tactical nous in it. You know, minus the athleticism. But I just think it's just something a bit different for a far less price, including wages. That, you know what, we bought James Ward-Prowse, maybe like loan Norgard for half a season or what. Like I know we've just bought him, but just loan him for half a season. I don't
the whole Norgard thing.
I don't give a shit. Loan him from January for half a season. And bringing James Ward-Prowse. That's what I would do.
What I hope happens with Norgard is that a promoted club from next season comes up and just gives us 5 million or something for him.
You can go.
Someone comes up and just thinks, we need a seasoned midfielder
8 million,
do a job
10
or
million.
Just get him off.
Because if he was that good, why didn't Thomas Frank take him with him to Spurs?
That's
what I'm saying.
Say no more. Say no more, innit?
Wanted him, but Arsenal were decided to go for him. Because Thomas Frank, I knew Thomas Frank wanted him.
But I mean, that's obviously fair enough if he's chosen Arsenal. But I suppose the real thing that you'd point out of the whole thing is, why the hell were we in for him in the first place?
He was never linked with Spurs.
That's the frustrating sort of thing, I think. And we sort of heard everyone sort of say at the time, it's just a smart signing. Like granted, Arsenal still had a fantastic summer. We signed some really good players. So let's not just go, just because we're criticising Norgard means to say we had a shit summer. No, we're not saying that. But we can criticise, or we can have opinions, negative or positive. And Norgard, nah, we all knew that was just going to be a mess signing. What was he ever really going to do when he came in? Was he ever going to go, wow, that looks like a decent boy? You just going to go and go, if he can just give us something. Now, it's just a pointless one for me.
He's just replaced Jorginho, isn't he? Really?
But
more like an El Neni, really.
Yeah,
that's
exactly what I'd said last week. I think, and the week before, we've just
Jorginho
replaced him with El Neni. Well, I actually thought El Neni was a bit better than him, to be fair.
Oh yeah, El Neni's better.
El Neni weren't actually that bad. El Neni was actually all right, Yeah.
Would you ever score that banger against Arthur, innit?
Norgard is about as poor as I've seen. Like, he's poor. I mean, when you're signing for Arsenal and you're crying about maybe getting a Champions League appearance, I'm sorry, you're at the wrong club, bruv. Like, you know what I mean? So I was crying, I'll give up hope of playing in the Champions League. I'm like, I want players that have fucking either won it or have some severe quality and drive enough to win it and deserve to win it. And we've got this crying geezer from Brentford going buzzing. I can't wait to get my first cap. Come off it, man. Come on.
Marquinhos, point two.
Loan him in
Yeah,
January.
do you know what I mean?
That's our best bet now. Loan him in January, bring in James Ward-Prowse for 10, 15 million. I will take James Ward-Prowse at 20 million, even though he's been like benched by Nuno right now, because obviously they've had some kind of falling out. I don't care. We've got the money to do it. We've definitely got the money to do it. And a James Ward-Prowse, you know, will take the pressure off of Declan Rice. Will take the pressure off of Zubimendi. You've obviously got Erdegaard competing with Eza. He doesn't get in ahead of him right now.
No.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
what you've got to watch.
Right,
what you've got to watch. Sorry, mate. Go on.
No. All I was going to say is just like the reason why I think it's not just midfield. I would say left back, because I'm a greedy bugger. I'm a greedy bastard, bruv. You know, I'm on that Football Manager. Get rid of the deadwood. You know, get rid of the fucking prima donnas. You know, that donkey up front. And Jesus. I think Jesus will probably go in January, if not definitely end of the season. But for me, right now, where I look at this team, I think if we can get a James Ward-Prowse, even if we keep Norgard till the end of the season and we just don't play him, like even
I can't
just
see us shipping him out or loaning him. I can't see that.
but you know, I don't want him to play another minute. I've seen enough. If you're just so happy to be there, like you mentioned earlier, Aaron, crying, dry your eyes, mate. No. We're not Brentford, mate. Like we're not Coventry, which is about his level. We need people that are not only Premier League proven, but have unique certain qualities. And James Ward-Prowse fits the bill. I don't care if he's not the most athletic. On the ball, he's sound. He is absolutely sound, and he's got that dead set piece. He's a set piece specialist, dead ball specialist that can rival a Declan Rice.
Penalties as well.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It would give us another bow or ammo.
String to the bow.
Another ammo to our Arsenal, if you pardon the pun. Do you know what I'm saying? This is where we need to be. We need quality in every single area of the pitch, even in backup as much as possible. Even if it means you're not getting these like these units. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get kicked off, but like you know where I'm going with this, Aaron. But like these 6'1", 6'2", like these fucking lanky, you know, like stiff paws buggers. Like we need proper ballers. We need players that know how to play in the Premier League, that can even do a job in the Champions League with 15, 20 minutes to go. James Ward-Prowse could do that. 20 minutes to go, take Declan Rice off, you know, slow the game down or play that killer pass, that incisive pass. James Ward-Prowse can do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against him coming in as a squad player.
Yeah, as a squad player.
I think he's a good player. He's a good player.
Especially over Norgard.
Yeah,
that's what I mean, yeah.
Norgard can on the fucking he can be sidelined, bro. Don't even put him on the bench. Replace him with James Ward-Prowse and done. Arteta just needs to hold.
We are talking about an extremely short-term signing, of course, because I wouldn't want that to hinder signing a proper long-termish sort of player. You know, if we're talking hypothetics, I'd rather have James Ward-Prowse all day long over Norgard. I'd rather we signed him in the summer and loaned him out to West Ham. Would I rather, obviously, and this is an obvious thing, you know, would I rather a James Ward-Prowse over us making a 30, 40 million pound signing? Obviously, you know, now we're talking in a different bit. But yeah, I mean, like, I actually would sort of take him just as an addition. I think it's not that we're light there. It's just I think we can play Miles Lewis-Skelly there, but there's such a almost refusal to play him there. And I mean, if you think about it, we wouldn't essentially need another midfielder. But it's lack of him planning. I know Mikel Merino comes back, but Mikel Merino in the midfield. I mean, can you imagine, boys?
Yeah.
Come on, man. We're 3.5 hours in nearly. We're going to wrap up the soon. But can you imagine a Norgard Merino midfield with Havertz spearheading it? I mean, you may as well just jump off a cliff.
That's what I don't get. Like Lewis Skelly is a midfielder. I mean, Why? Well, do you know? I really don't understand why Arteta, when he plays him, only plays him at left back. Why? I know he drifts in. I know he inverts and all that. But why can't we have a left back like even Nkapia playing there or Calafiori and rest Rice or Zubamendi or whatever you're going to do and just play fucking Miles Skelly there? I want to see him in midfield. I think he's worried that he'll do well there. I don't know what it is with Arteta. He's so stubborn. He's so stubborn.
It's giving me Zinchenko vibes, that whole thing. You know
He's
what I mean?
exactly the same.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Zinchenko in midfield or attacking midfield.
Yeah.
I think he'd have been better there than left back.
Or at least a chance, isn't it? Or at least a try.
But
What
Marino
there?
in midfield is an absolute no-no for me. He's too slow. It's too slow.
No.
Boys, before we sign off, Quasha and Mace came back at the same time. I hope you weren't doing digital silliness there. Do you know what I mean? It looked a bit suspicious, didn't it? But all jokes aside, we're going to wrap up with predicted scores against Chelsea. Hit me up,
That's
Natster.
fine, bro.
We're going to go right to left. Natster, Arsenal or Chelsea versus Arsenal. What we saying? What's the score going to be, Mystic Meg?
2-0. Get that clean sheet, rub it in their faces, beat the defensive record, which is, I'm still not convinced of that, but it's a statement because we need to get another clean sheet. We conceded one against Bayern, which I kind of expected. I predicted a 2-1 against Bayern win. And the Tottenham game, we should never have conceded even one. They didn't have a sniff. We gifted them that goal. Really and truly, we scored all the goals. Let's be honest. So what I want to see from Chelsea is an absolute dominant 2-0 performance minimum. Now, if we win 3-0, living the dream. Do you know what I'm saying? 4-0, 5-0, I'm all for that. But I reckon it will be 2-0. Away from home, they've been playing pretty well, but their defense is shocking, man. Their keeper is garbage. Absolute shit.
Rubbish. Terrible.
Bang average at best, if that. The only thing that concerns me with the Chelsea game is their midfield. But if we can get into Enzo Fernandez's head, I don't think Caicedo will lose his head. I think it'll be more Enzo Fernandez. If we rattle in, we can get that 2-0. So we'll definitely get that win. Man down, they're not beating us. No chance. But either way, whether it's 11 or 10 men, I see 2-0. I don't think Arteta will park the bus and be super stinky, but I think he'll have an element of reservedness once we go 2-0 up at some point in the second half, about the hour mark, give or take. Then he'll kind of shut up shop a little bit more, get more of them defensive substitutions on rather, and just see the game out, because we haven't seen for a minute Arteta this season seeing a game out in a big game convincingly, innit? Yeah. We didn't do it against Liverpool. We didn't do it against Man City. Tottenham, we still conceded even though we dominated the game. So in this particular game, away from home, I want to see us at least remotely try and dominate, but just get that 2-0, get that result and be convincing. So even if we don't dominate, be a convincing performance, clean sheet, so they can't say shit. No crying about the refs, Anthony Taylor against us and all that bollocks. No, I want a 2-0, shut them up.
Injuries.
Keep it moving. Yeah, injuries as well. Let's keep it moving, people. That's what I'm going to say.
Boom. Mystic Macy, what we saying? What's the score?
Yeah, I was doing
big up, Macy, man.
My Besiktas post. Big up. Yeah, I mean, I'm confident we can beat Chelsea. I'll go for a 2-1 win. But the problem is, Chelsea are not going to sit back. They're going to counterattack on us the same way that Bayern Munich counterattacked us when they got that equalizer. And the problem is, our record at Stamford Bridge hasn't been great so far. Every time we've gone to West London, we've come away with a draw. So this year, I do not want us to draw that game, because if we draw that game, then Man City will be sniffing around us and they will be lurching around like cockroaches, flying on the top and figure
cockroaches.
Out, cockroaches. If they can take advantage of us slipping up the table. I am confident we can beat Chelsea. I would probably take a 2-1 win. I'll go for the 2-1 to the Arsenal.
I'll take any win.
That's it.
Yeah.
Quasha, let's go with you, my brother.
I've gone for a stinky 2-1 win. I really don't care if we stink out a win. I just want to win and keep the pressure on Man City and Chelsea. So for me, it doesn't matter how we win. It's just the fact that we need to keep winning. It doesn't matter if it's convincing or unconvincingly, because we need to keep closing the gap so Man City can drop points. And if they do drop points, we just keep winning games, and they'll struggle. So I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. However, the way that Bayern Munich played that ball, that long pass from Kimmich, if Chelsea try and do that if the way that Bayern Munich played that pass from Kimmich, if one of their players do that and we get caught out, that's going to be problems for us.
Yeah, no facts, man. So another win, but we're so negative, but we've all predicted wins again. Rook, if you're still there, my brother. El Rooko. Never mind, Jam Boy. Come on, talk
mate.
to me. What's the Chelsea score?
Couple of things worry me about.
Big up, Jam Boy.
About Sunday, that's probably in our own hands. It's not so much Chelsea. I think the thing that's on my mind right now is Shane Guna brought it up the other day. If Trossard isn't fit or ain't available to start the game, he dare put Eze out on the left and put Odegaard in the middle. That I won't be happy if he does that. He cannot do that. I want to see if Trossard can't play, I want to see Martinelli on the left, Eze in the 10, Saka on the right. And talking of Saka, that's the other thing that's worrying me is Cucurella. I'm hoping that he don't get the better of Saka because Saka hasn't been great for me. I think even though he's done all right in bits and bobs here and there, but he I think out of the whole team, I think he's the one that's been the one slacking the most. Now I know he gets doubled up on and stuff and whatever, but I just think Saka's a bit burnt out. I just think he needs to just take a rest. On Sunday, I would start Saka on the right, but against Brentford, I'll be putting him on the bench and I'll be starting Noni there to get his fitness up. Because if Saka keeps on playing like he is every fucking game, 90 minutes, if he goes down again, Noni's straight in on the right, and he's just come back. So you need to get Noni's minutes up and match sharpness up, just in case that happens. So he needs to, like I say, manage the squad correctly. He needs to. I do. Yeah. If we play the team I just said, I think Calafiori left back in Capier and Saliba, Timber.
We got a internet thing now, have we, or is it just my screen?
Yeah. Sounding like Dalek. Exterminate.
I was about to say his score.
Disabled their camera. I hope the top
I'll jump mine in there. I'll jump mine in there. We'll see if Jamboy can come back or not. I think. Oh, I'm gonna be so so like everyone else. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be unoriginal. I'm 2-1 just screams. I don't know. It's just saying to me, I can't see us blowing away Chelsea again and making it all three. I can see it. I can see this being the tougher test. Although I wouldn't have said that prior to all three games. I think you've got to appreciate that these players will be a little bit leggy somewhat. Yes, Arteta did make good subs and all of that, but it's 3 big games in the space of 8 days, real intense games with meaning. 2 London derbies, one against your title rival. Even though I'm sorry at the minute, I don't consider Chelsea that. That's a discussion for another day. Getting one over against Bayern Munich, it weren't the knockout phases, but you've still had to exert yourself, work hard, and get a thing. 2-1. If Arsenal can win 2-1, and it be the ugliest win, like YG said, the ugliest win we've ever seen. Sometimes you just need to take that. You can't always smash teams. You can't always play pretty. Yep. I'd love us to do so, but do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, if we can annihilate Spurs, we can annihilate Bayern, and get a stinky win against Chelsea, who's going to complain about that if you got offered that last Saturday? I think everyone's going to take that, and twice on Sunday. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-1 tight win. I expect Arsenal to be the better side, though I do expect there to be it to be a feisty game, a good game, you know what I mean, and a tight game. But yeah, battery died. What's your score prediction, Jam Boy, in the end, bruv? But yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1. And Rook, finally, you decided to come back and give us your score prediction for Chelsea before we wrap up. What you saying, Big Rook?
I would actually go for like a 2-1 win. To be fair, I think it's gonna just be a narrow win, and it's gonna be a very cagey game.
Yep. Well, you'll take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
3 points. You know, considering the week we've had to round it off and guarantee that you get 3 points. I mean, absolutely. But yeah, listen, man, we are going to wrap it up there. Jamboy's gone 3-1. There we go. Jamboy, boy. He's
imagine if it's 3-1. Wow, that would actually be a statement.
Yeah. It would be a 3-1, definitely. You know, that's a nice win away from home against your rivals. But look, we will wrap it up there for everyone that's watched in any way, shape, or form. Whether you've been in the whole time, whether you just joined, whether you stayed for whatever length, whether you're watching on playback, live, we've appreciated every single second of your time. You know, the chat, the world-class chat, is the main reason why we don't look like five geezers talking to ourselves. Do you know what I mean? You're the reason why we love it. We love the interaction. And big up to yourselves, man. Thank you for staying with us the whole fucking way. We've been at 3 hours, 3 hours, 35 minutes, man. Let me just also extend that gratitude to my panel. Come on, man. That's the absolute fucking world class. And then we've got Mad Mace. We've got the geezer. We've got the tiger. We've got Macy, you know, the man, the master. Master Mace, you know what I mean? It was an absolute fridge freezer. We got COYG in the building. Do you know what I'm saying? He might be young, but he's got the knowledge with him. And of course, we've got Big Ruck, who, do you know what? I don't always agree with, but he's a well spirited and well intentioned guy. And you're all right, ain't you, Big Ruck? For fuck's sake, you're all right. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind it. When you come on here, I'm thinking, what's he gonna fucking say now? What we're gonna disagree with? But do you know what? That's what it's all about. You know, we don't always agree on things, but you always come on here. You're always very polite. You make your point and everything like that, and that's why I do it, mate. So I can listen to people like you have your opinion. Do you know what I'm saying? So thank you very much for coming on, Ruck.
Appreciate it.
No, come on, man. That's exactly why I do it, man. To talk to people like you. Do you know what I mean? So buzzing. I appreciate it, everyone. Have a good rest of your it's Monday now. Monday. Oh, God for fucking bid. It's Saturday.
Yes,
I mean, usually I've finished Friday and woke up on Mondays. I mean, come on, it wouldn't be a first. It wouldn't be a first, and usually it doesn't woke up. Usually I don't wake up in the same postcode, but you know, since I've been a dad, that's kind of changed. We will wrap up. I'm talking waffle. Take it easy, everyone.